Welcome into Washington High School, where once again on the Southeast Iowa Video Network, it's Washington Demon basketball, powered by Washington County Hospital and Clinics. You all know the drill right by now if you've been listening to our other broadcasts. We have a doubleheader. This one a non-conference bout between Washington and Mediapolis. The girls' game set to tip off in just over 7 minutes. This is the pregame show brought to you by the Ann C. Williams Agency of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack Knowlton, along with my partner, Zeph Walker-L, on another doubleheader call for you guys here tonight. Once again, Washington and Mediapolis will have the girls' game coming up here in just a few minutes. The boys' game, which is set to tip off at 7:30. Really intriguing non-conference bout. And the Demons, Zeph, welcoming a ranked Mediapolis side into their home gym here tonight. The Bulldogs 2-0. They are fresh off a win over the number 12 ranked team in Class 3A. They are the number 11 ranked team. They beat Tipton 57-54. We'll get more on them in a minute, but Washington, Zeph, to remind our viewers, last Friday, lost their first SEC game to Keokuk 49-41. Some struggles in that loss, of course, a narrow one. After one quarter of play, Adeline Long, Washington star guard, gets hurt. We do expect to see her tonight. We'll have more on that in a minute, but from there, Keokuk goes on a run. They go up 14. Washington turned the ball over 26 times in that game. They had 23 fouls shot, only 30% from the field and about 19% from three. When you hear all that, Zeph, some improvements needing to be made regardless of how much Adeline Long plays here tonight for the Demons against a good Mediapolis team.
Yes, indeed. Again, it's the third game of the season. Just getting the jitters out is important. Last game, we were able to see, Washington go deep in their bench and able to bring out some bench players that were able to provide that last-minute effort at the Miller girls. So I guess the thing we're looking for today is improvement from last game. That's the most important part game to game, is that you're improving. If you aren't improving, you're regressing. And we don't want to see that, especially not this early in the season. This will be a tough matchup in Mediapolis being ranked, but it'll also show Washington what there is, they can work on and what they can get better. And who knows? We could see an upset tonight. Everyone could be shooting and it could go to the bottom of the net, and then we're talking about a completely different Washington team. So I'm here for it.
Well, Washington could certainly be taking this game personally. These two teams met last year in the postseason, in the first round of the Class 3A Region 1 playoffs. Mediapolis won that game by 20, and they have pretty much everyone from that team coming back, including some studs in the Southeast Iowa Super Conference South. They have 4 first-teamers returning from last year, led by Josie Hutchison, who was the Player of the Year in the SEISC South. Amelia Greer is back as well. Ella Wagenbach playing as well. They have Macy Thornburg, who is an all-conference honorable mention, and Bryn Wright, another first-teamer. So, Zeph, a lot of good talent on this team.
Yes,
you, of course, know a little bit about Ella Wagenbach.
Yes, I do.
Some personal influence in that game with her.
Little sis.
But Mediapolis, a really good three-point shooting team. They are already number 1 in Class 3 in the first couple of games of this season, shooting north of 40%. That's going to be tough for a Washington team to stop. When you think about that Keokuk game, some good three-point shooting from the Chiefs there as well. They'll have to lock in on that three-point shooting for Mediapolis.
I think, again, what's most important is that they're getting this challenge early in the season. And Washington will be able to see what their weaknesses are against such a tough opponent like this tonight. Last week, that was a game that could have went anyway. It came down to some final possessions where if you just made more, made the right pass, you shot the ball, the ball at the bottom of there was a lot of what ifs in that game. So I think Washington is prepared to show that last game was a bit of a fluke in a way of the way they lost, and talking to Coach, as you did in that game, I'm pretty sure he understands where his team is and where his team needs to improve. So I'm looking to see a better game than their last outing.
Yeah, absolutely. When I talked to Coach Colin Mulford, which we'll do again during the third quarter of the boys' game, he kind of talked about, even before Adeline Long's injury, he didn't love where their defense was, didn't think they came out super strong on that side of the court. And then for me, Zeph, when I look at this game, that 26 turnovers number against Keokuk really sticks out to me. I think Washington will have to take care of the basketball. This is a Mediapolis team that's averaging 15.5 steals per game. That's only through 2 games, but
that is a lot.
Has played some really good defense. We mentioned the win over number 12 Tipton. They forced 20 turnovers in that game against a ranked team. Washington has had a couple of struggles taking care of the basketball in their first 2 games. I think regardless of how much Adeline Long plays, she of course runs that offense. We've seen it. We'll have to see how well they take care of the basketball, but that's going to be paramount, I think, as well as how well they play defense. Clearly a point that Mulford is emphasizing. Quick last-minute thoughts from you on this game before we send it to a break, get the starting lineups, and get this action underway in a non-conference game here for Washington.
You mentioned Adeline Long, and unfortunately she had to go out last game, which could have been a huge difference maker, but I also think her going out is what we were able to see the true depth of Washington. I believe leaning on that depth can result in a W tonight. You know, Adeline Long, let her control the offense as she does, but don't be afraid to let your depth shine. Don't be afraid to go to that 7th, 8th, grow on the bench, because they want to play, and they showed last week that they can. So I think that's what we want. That's what I want to see tonight.
Well, Adeline Long paced the Demons in that loss in the playoffs with 21 points. To Mediapolis, we'll see what she has, and we'll see what Washington has in the tank alongside her in just a couple of minutes. We'll send it to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups, national anthem, and we'll get things rolling as Washington set to face Southeast Iowa Super Conference Southside Mediapolis. This was the ANC Williams Agency of Farm Bureau Financial Services pregame show. We'll send it to a quick break. Back with the start of this game here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
I love helping people. I always wanted to help people. That's what I love the most.
We do a really good job of growing our own, but also we are able to take your skills, adapt them to what we need, or grow them as well.
Our leadership group here, they are actively involved, always supportive of our new ideas and innovation here at the hospital.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics. Apply today.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Washington High School and tonight's non-conference game between the Bulldogs of Mediapolis and your very own Washington Demons. The Iowa High School Athletic Association and Washington High School encourage positive sportsmanship behavior at all times during our athletic events. Good sportsmanship starts with respect for yourself, your teams, the opponent, and the decisions that are made by the officials. Please honor these athletes competing tonight by refraining from any negative conduct. Together we can set the standard for good sportsmanship. Please welcome me in joining our officials for tonight, Ed Oliver, and Tony Vandergrift. And now for tonight's starting lineup. First for the ball, a 5'8" senior guard, number 1, Josie Hutchinson. 5'5" senior guard, number 5, Grace Holstein. 5'9", senior forward, number 10, Ella Wagenbach. At 5'6", senior guard, number 20, Amelia Greer. Rounding out the lineup for the Bulldogs tonight, a 5'7", senior guard, number 30, Bryn Wright. And now, for your team. A 5'10" senior guard, hailing from parts well known, number 0, Adeline Long. At 5'10", she's the senior guard, number 3, Clayton Greenline Messenger. At 5'7", Senior guard, number 5, 03, Sabaski. She's 5'11", she's a senior forward. She is part of the Miller dynamic duo. Number 12, Addison Miller. And rounding out the Demon lineup at 5'9", sophomore front forward, number 15, from the pink down in this Vivian Cole. Co-head coach by Todd and Kate Morrison, assisted by Tony Poland and Mackenzie Williamson Springsteen. And Washington Demons are coached by head coach Colin Mulford and assisted by Brenna Benito and Brandon Long. At this time, we ask that you please stand and remove your hats as we pay honor to this great nation with the playing of our national anthem.
And you see by the dawn's early light, or so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, or so gallantly streamed, and like enchantment, the guns bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome back to Washington High School, Washington Demon girls basketball here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network, powered by Washington County Hospital and Clinics. Just about to get this one started. Jack Knowlton and Zeph Walker-L here on the call tonight for a non-conference action. Washington looking to rebound from their first conference loss to Keokuk against a ranked Mediapolis team. Demons and Bulldogs jumping it up. We'll get the starting lineups as Mediapolis wins the tip, although a loose ball. The Bulldogs able to collect it. Their starting lineup, Josie Hutchinson, Grace Holstein, Ella Wagenbach, Amelia Greer, and Bryn Wright, as that one goes out of bounds. An early turnover for the Bulldogs.
Early turnover for sure.
We'll give the Demons the ball back. Adeline Long, good to see her back out in the starting lineup after that injury. Leighton Messenger, Oakley Sabaski, Addison Miller, and Vivian Kroll, the usual 5 for the Demons.
Out
and
of bounds.
Long did step out of bounds, so back-to-back turnovers to start this one.
Those are one of those plays that can go either way, but she definitely wanted bounds.
Mediapolis back the other way. Driving inside is Greer. Now holds it up, threw it away, and that will...
Potential turnover? Oh, and
will
the
be a
steal.
turnover. Messenger ends up with it. Drives to the block and quickly earns her way to the line for 2. Leighton Messenger, her first season back in the fold for the Demon girls basketball team since her freshman year.
You gotta give the hustle to Kroll there. She was on top of that one.
Dove on the floor. Messenger misses the first free throw. She went 1 for 2 at the line for the entire game against Keokuk, 5 points. Did pace the Demons on the glass with 10 rebounds.
She's got this second one. There we go.
Does indeed. First points of the game for either team. Back the other way come the Bulldogs. Here's Greer. Holds it up top of the key. Gives it to Bryn Wright. At the free throw line, it's Wagenbach. Hutchison, player of the year in the Southeast Iowa Super Conference. Three-pointer for Greer, too strong. And Kroll ends up with the rebound. And stolen away by Meepo. Pass deflected. Bulldogs still in possession. Three up and good. Ella Wagenbach gets the first points for the Bulldogs off the turnover. Kroll corralled the rebound, but had it whacked out of there. Long having to deal with this press. Going to try and generate turnovers. We know the Bulldogs can force them. Washington struggled with them this year, and Sabaski's going to get the timeout off there. She had to go to ground, so we'll have an early stoppage with a 3-1 lead here in the opening minute and a half. Just a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here, Zeph. That press so far working a little bit here for Meepo.
Yeah, it is, and it's pushing them out of bounds. It seems as though they're not allowing them to go through the middle of the court, which can allow them to set up that half-court offense, and pushing them out of bounds without fouling looks really good for Meepo. So let's see how the Demons adjust coming out of this timeout.
Quick three for Meepo was hit by Wagenbach. One of the 4 returning all-SCISC South first-teamers on this team. This is a Mediapolis side that got bounced early for their standards after a 21-2 season. They went undefeated in conference play and beat Washington, of course, in the first round of the 3A playoffs. Lost to Benton in the second. Long, the jumper, was on the move when she shot it, no good.
Rebound there.
Bursting the other way, the Bulldogs. Thought about a 3 was Grace Holstein. Now it's Greer. Drives right, circles, and gets bumped by Long. Foul will go on the floor. Long's first foul.
Yeah, that was a tough bump. However, she was trying to get her to go out of bounds as if, the same play going back the other way, but the ref was right there to call that one.
Right inbounds it from the baseline. Step back jumper on the way for Holstein. No good. Rebound to Addison Miller. Long trying to come the other way. Gets it to Messenger. Has Sabaski in the corner. Sabaski will take the 3 and make the 3.
Let's go. Great way to break the press.
That's promising for Oakley Sabaski. 2 for 7 from beyond the arc against Keokuk. 6 points. Has 3 already, and Washington's got a 4-3 lead. Quickly the other way come the Bulldogs. Kroll trying to corral the rebound again on the floor in a jump ball. Possession arrow will keep it with Mediapolis.
It's a great rebound there. She's just got to hold on to the ball just for 1 extra second before trying to make a move with it.
Actually, I thought it was Washington basketball because Mediapolis did win the tip, and it is indeed to the Demons. So the arrow flips back to the Bulldogs. Next time we jump it up, it'll go their way. Messenger has it now. Being hounded in the backcourt by Holstein and Hutchison. The long pass is intercepted, and a turnover for Washington. Bryn Wright. Ball squirts out to Holstein. It's deflected and stolen back by Washington. Both teams' defense is pesky early. Kroll will come the other way. Has Miller pump faking a 3. Tried to drive baseline, tried to sneak a pass too long, and she'll get fouled.
The pressure's here early on both sides.
Amelia Greer picks up the foul, the 5'6" senior. Sabaski tried to find Messenger. It gets deflected to Long. Back to Sabaski. Hands it off to Messenger. Picks up her dribble and finds Addison Miller. Uses the screen from Kroll. Long has
Great shot.
A chance for a top of the key 3. Too strong. Rebound fought for by Messenger in a jump ball. We'll give it back to Meepo.
What a rebound, though. What a rebound. The hustle is there.
That is what Messenger's done all season so far. 7.7 rebounds coming into tonight's game. Just over 6 points a night as well. Through 3 games for Washington thus far. Here's a corner 3. That's good for Wagenbach. Another triple for the senior. That one stolen right back from Mediapolis. The press working, but it does get deflected to Miller. Washington avoiding a turnover. Now Long, she's got that ankle brace on that right ankle. Suffered that injury against Keokuk at the end of the first quarter. Addison Miller, step through, layup, too strong. Whacked out of bounds. It'll go to Mediapolis, but you're right, good shot attempt there to get to the rim for Miller. Just left it too strong. She'll check out of the game. Reagan Miller will sub in for her. Mediapolis comes the other way. This is not a super deep MIPO team, but they have plenty of seniors. We mentioned those all SEISC first teamers. One of them, Greer, short on that layup. Reagan Miller gets it across to Sabaski. She can drive all the way to the rim, and that's too easy for Oakley Sabaski. Left-handed layup was good. Holstein holds it up for Greer. She takes a shot too strong. The rebound takes a wicked bounce off the back iron. Allows for another shot opportunity. That one no good from Holstein, but gathering in the corner and throwing it off of Messenger was Greer. Center keeper of Mediapolis. There were 3 Demons ready for that rebound, and it took a late bounce off the back iron. And ended up in the hands of the Mediapolis player there. Macy Thornburg checks into the game. Another senior member of this MIPO team. 3 on the way from Wagenbach. Her third of the first quarter.
That's 9.
Ella Wagenbach has all 9 of Mediapolis' points. Ashlyn Long now into the game for Washington, has it here. Tries to pass it forward to Messenger, but it's stolen away again by MIPO. Wagenbach coming up with the turnover and a travel as she tried to get it away. So the press working. Wagenbach is on from deep. It's been her versus Sabaski so far.
Still a really close game here, though. No one's offense is actually settled in yet, you know?
Messenger dribbles top of the key. Uses the screen from Long. Miller inside to Adeline Long. Kicks out to Kroll at the elbow. Back for Long. Good defense by Mediapolis. A long-range 3 off the backboard and back iron. Reagan Miller comes up with the O-board and puts the short shot home. Reagan Miller getting involved early. She was Washington's second leading scorer against Keokuk. Made just 3 field goals, but ended the night with 8 points. Here's Thornburg. Wagenbach now. Wright has the top of the key, guarded closely by Miller. Nice screen from Wagenbach. But in trouble and stolen away for Washington. Reagan Miller now, she finds herself in a jam, gets it to Messenger. Got to get it across and gets it to Ashlyn Long. Another successful press break if you're Washington. Miller has a free layup. Easy for Reagan Miller. She's got 4. And a 10-9 Demons lead. The exact first quarter that Coach Colin Mulford would have been looking for after some struggles, but a nice head fake. Too short on the layup, though, was Greer. And Kroll was whacked by Bryn Wright.
Great way to not foul on that fast break and just, you know, put your hands up, throw a little fear at her, and now we've got the ball back.
That'll trigger a couple of substitutions for both teams. Grace Holstein back in for Mediapolis. Sarah Berto in for her first action for Washington. And Adeline Long will take a rest. Addison Miller back into the game. Here's Ashlyn Long. Big spot for Washington without Adeline Long, and an immediate turnover. Steal and score by Greer. Ashlyn Long had to run a ton of point guard in Adeline's absence. Getting it ahead quickly is Washington. Miller stumbled with it. Berto. Miller trying to corral it, and she was fouled. That'll go on Wagenbach, and the 5th team foul, or rather 4th team foul on the visitors. The next one will put Washington in the bonus. Only 33 seconds left in this first quarter. Leighton Messenger will sit. Oakley Saboski back in. Ashton Long to trigger from the baseline. Gets it into Berto. Up with it quickly.
Oh.
No foul call. Berto tries to tip out the rebound, but it's collected by Hutchison.
That is a tough no call there.
Quick three on the other way for Holstein. Rims out. Offensive rebound to Wagenbach. She gets it again. Fires it for three again, and a rare miss for Ella Wagenbach, but another O board for Meepo. That has been Washington's strong suit, is the offensive glass. Here's a three for Hutchison, the player of the year in the SCISC. No good. And that will do it for the first quarter. So a couple of extra possessions come up empty for Meepo. They do have a 1-point lead after one, however. We'll send it to a quick break. Zeph will be on the call for the second quarter as a good one brewing here between Washington and a ranked Mediapolis team. Back in a moment on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
And we're back live here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network for some Demon basketball. We have the varsity girls up against Mediapolis here home for Washington. First quarter was a bit of a, we wouldn't call it a stalemate at all. We had some three-pointers shot from Meepo. Ella Wagenbach putting up 9 points in the first quarter. And we got 5 here for the Demons. Saboski, with a block there from Greer on Adeline Long. Meepo coming down. Wagenbach hits in the corner. Mediapolis short on the three. There is Greer. Rebound from Adeline Long. Trying to break the press. Gets it to Messenger. Messenger gets Saboski in the corner. Messenger with the ball on the top of the key. Drives in the paint. Wide open layup. Too much on that one. Rebounded by Wagenbach. Greer bringing the ball up the court and down the middle. Finds her teammate in the corner. Wants to pull up a jump shot, but she didn't. Pump fake there for Greer. And the foul on the Demons. Looks like that was a shooting foul on Saboski. That's her second. Excuse me, her first, team's second of the game. Greer at the line shooting one. Made her first. Amelia Greer now has, could be 4 points here, and short on the second one. Tipped out. Washington Demon basketball. Got a side half-court inbound for the Demons. Messenger bringing the ball down court to set up the offense. Hits it back to Long. Saboski on the wing. And she takes the drive. And no and one there. The foul's on the floor. Gets the foul. Baseline inbound for the Demons. Soboski with the ball at the wing. Top of the key. Finds Reagan Miller, who finds Messenger at the top of the key. Gets the screen from Berto. Soboski in the corner for three. And it's good! Soboski puts up her second three-pointer of the game. She now has 8 points. Finds Wagenbach on the wing. Gets it back to Wright. Wright finds Hutchinson, who finds Wagenbach, and the easy layup is good for Wagenbach. That's her first time going to the cup this game. Layden Messenger beating the break. She's now pushing it up the court. Finds Soboski in the corner. Soboski, and she's good. Soboski with a nice floater, driving to the basket. Soboski has been everywhere offensively for the Demons here tonight. Right, guarded by Long. Gets all the way to the paint, kicks out to Hutchinson, who's good for the wide open three-pointer. That's her first bucket of the game tonight. Trying to beat the break before the 5-second call. Timeout for the Demons. Adeline Long couldn't find any of her teammates on the inbound, so we got a timeout here for the Demons. We'll be right back after this 30-second timeout.
Our communities were founded on the strength of local farmers. At CBI Bank and Trust, you can aim high, bank strong. With personalized service and trusted relationships, we'll help take your ag business to the next level with the right loan for your needs. CBI Bank and Trust is here for you.
At Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction, we provide everything from design to complete installation of your kitchen cabinets. For small town service with competitive prices, Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction are here for you.
And we're back live here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network, powered by Washington County Hospital and Clinics. Demon basketball as the Demons trail by 1. Mediapolis. And the Bulldogs get the steal off the inbound from Ashlyn Long, who finds Holstein for three, but she's short. Rebounded by Kroll. She's pushing the ball down the court. Finds Ashlyn Long, who finds Soboski in the corner, and no good. Almost rebound from Madison Miller. Layden Messenger finds Soboski on the wing. Soboski tries to drive, and we have a traveling violation on Soboski. Looks like she wanted to stop in the paint and get that pass out to Messenger, but unfortunately got called for that extra step. Bulldogs bringing the ball up the court. Hutchinson finds Holstein at the top of the key. Hutchinson in the paint. Easy layup over the smaller defender. Hutchinson has 5 on the night. And another steal on the inbound from the Bulldogs, attempting to hit Layden Messenger on the inbound. Excuse me, as she was going down, but the ball nonetheless goes out of bounds, returns to the Demons. This press has the Demons all locked up on the inbound. And they've broken it. Layden Messenger driving all the way in. No contact called. As the Demons send the ball right out of bounds, returning possession to the Bulldogs. We've got the fans over here yelling for a whistle. I believe we all believe that could have been a call there. Nonetheless, Bulldogs bringing the ball up the court. Wright got the top on the wing. Finds Holstein. Screened. Wagenbach. Guarded by Miller. Holstein guarded by Miller. The Demons are everywhere on defense. This possession forces a shot up, and it's no good from Greer. Able to break the press. They are. Ashlyn Long brings the ball down court, but she passes to Kroll, who's got Miller driving in, layup for Miller is good. Addison Miller picks up her first points of the night. Wagenbach, guarded by Messenger. Finds Greer, who's short for three. Rebound from Hutchinson. Leighton Messenger picks up the inbound. Contact goes on the Bulldogs. Adeline Long bringing the ball down the court. Demons trail by 1. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. The pass. A no call again from the refs. Tough. The Demons are fighting down low, but no bucket there for Long. Bulldogs. In the corners, Wagenbach gets it out to Hutchinson. Hutchinson finds Greer. Short from 3. Greer again drives in, pulls up, and contact is called on the Demons. Shooting foul sends Greer to the line. You got to know Coach Kyle Milford does not like that one. And the free throw is good for Greer. She now has 3 on the night. And the second free throw is no good. Addison Miller tries to pass the ball, but it gets deflected. Ashlyn Long with the pump fake. And they call a violation for not getting the ball over the half-court line before the time. Lots of unhappy fans here for the Demons. Demons trail by 2. Greer driving down the lane, and it's good. The layup is good for Greer. Demons on the inbound. Adeline Long finds Kroll. Kroll chasing it. Reagan Miller finds Long, who gets her defender jumping. Long for 3, and no good. Out of bounds, Demons. Ball returning to the Bulldogs. Leighton Messenger checks into the game for Reagan Miller. Demons trail 21-17 with over a minute to go here in the second quarter. Holstein bringing the ball down court. Guarded by Messenger. Oh. Thornburg checks into the game for the Bulldogs. Wagenbach guarded by Miller. Holstein, top of the key, gets the screen from Hutchinson. Deflected, stolen by Adeline Long. Oh, in and out for Reagan. Addison Miller, who finds Leighton Messenger swinging the ball around the top of the key. Adeline Long slows down the offense a little bit. Messenger at the top of the key, guarded by Hutchinson. Tough. Oh. Got a bit of a girl sliding there, trying to attempt to get that steal. You got to love the hustle. 5 seconds, 2 seconds, and no good. No shot clock here. We got 10 seconds to go in the second quarter. Hutchinson pulls up, short, and blocked by the Demons. The defensive stop before they got a shot off before the clock ends and hits 0. Demons trail 17-21 against the Bulldogs here. We'll be right back for the second half, live here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
At WCHC, our goal is to take great care of our patients and our staff.
We are able to approach you, take care of your issues, but also give you a path, as far as referrals or treating you right then and there.
Our role in the community is taking care of something that matters to everyone. It's their family and their health.
More than you expect for your health care.
Check out Community Profiles every Thursday, where our host, Greta Clemens, talks with people from around Washington about their stories and highlighting upcoming events. Make sure to tune in to Community Profiles every Thursday at 10 on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
At Washington Lumber and Home Center, our extensive knowledge, great pricing, and a long list of local installation experts, you are guaranteed to get the service you deserve with the quality you should expect. Washington Lumber and Home Center, your local place for great results.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Fairway is the place to be all season long for your grocery needs. Drive through the lane for the snacks and drinks you need to keep you in the game, and don't forget to grab a meal for a post-game feast. Make Fairway your home field advantage. Your adventure starts here. Capper Auto Group, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram will get you ready in style. Meet with our friendly and experienced team to find a vehicle that gets you on the road, and rely on our service shop to keep you there. Capper Auto Group. See yourself the Capper experience.
At Wolf Floral, you'll find everything you need to spruce up your summer. Located on the southeast corner of the Washington Square, we've got you covered from small gift items to the finest floral arrangements around. Wolf Floral, unique by choice, not by chance.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
And we're back live here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network, powered by Washington County Hospital and Clinics, for the Fairway Meat and Grocery Halftime Show. I'm your broadcaster here tonight, Zeph Walker L, and I'll be joined by Jack Knowlton here in a sec. But here, I just want to run through how this first half went. The Demons are trailing by 4 points, 21-17. And for the Meatbo Bulldogs, it was all Ella Wagenbach. She has 3 3-pointers in the first quarter to kick things off, leading up with a 2-pointer in the second quarter. And then for the Demons, we finally got to see Saboski play in her game, in her element, as she ends up with about 3-6. She has 10 points on the night. That's her highest for the season so far in the first 3 games. Saboski, Wagenbach, we're excited to see what they do here in the second half. As the Demons are only trailing by 4, now I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Jack Knowlton here. Just recapping that first half, anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like you were just talking about it. You know, it feels like we're at a kind of a flashpoint for this game where, they're down 21-17. It's that second to last possession that Meepo has before the buzzer. Demons able to have them come up empty. They get that block at the buzzer to end the half. That felt really big. You've had some pretty tenacious defense on both sides, but this first 4 minutes of the third quarter feels it's going to be really big for either side. If you can get just even a little run, whether it's 5-0, 6-0, 7-2, something like that, you could really put the other team at arm's length. But Washington right in this, and it is kind of at the hand of Oakley Sabaski, has had an excellent half of basketball so far.
I think the Demons need to work better at beating that press, keeping their heads up and finding their open teammates. That press is what's got them down by 4. It's not the fact that they're missing shots. It's not the fact they're playing bad basketball. It just comes down to the turnovers. When you're getting locked up in your backcourt setting, you're not able to push the ball forward to turn those into offensive possessions. They just go right back to Meepo. And Meepo has fortunately scored in at least 2 of those possessions, which will allow them to have the lead right now.
Yeah, the press for them has been really impressive too. They are blitzing them off of misses, off of makes. They are pressing any chance they can get, and that has felt like the difference in this game. You've had some decent shooting for Minneapolis. Grace Holstein, of course, 10 points already for them. It's been their defense, I think, largely that has spearheaded them. So Washington has to respond to that, and we'll see if the Demons can figure out a way to in the second half, Zeph. And yeah, I mean, other thoughts from you? It hasn't felt like anyone either has really taken over this game. I mean, Nicholas Sabaski's hit a few threes. You've had the big first half from Wagenbach with the 3 threes in the first quarter, but it feels like you're still waiting for a hero. There's still that opportunity for Washington, and they don't look like they're playing with too much fear either against a ranked team. I think Minneapolis defense is doing its job, but it's not necessarily Washington feeling overwhelmed necessarily yet. But obviously, still 16 minutes left here to play in the second half.
I'm noticing that when they get into their half-court set, the paint is wide open. You saw a few layups go down and a few layups, a little too much on them, but if they keep attacking the paint right down the middle, I believe that'll be the way they'll be able to open up the offense, because then it'll cause Mediapolis to play more close to the paint, which will allow the shooters to be open and hit some more three-pointers.
Fouls will be big in the second half as well. They let a fair few things go.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation there.
It's been relatively on both sides, but let a fair few things go in this first half. Letting them play physical, no doubt about it, underneath the basket. Saw a lot of contact when I was down on the floor in that second quarter. So plenty of, we'll see how both teams kind of manage that in the second half and how they navigate around that. We'll see if the refs change their tune, if there are more whistles in the final 16 minutes. Zeph, quick final thoughts from you before we send a quick break, get started with the second half here.
Quickly, you mentioned those fouls. You got to know that coach talked to them about that, because we had a lot of upset fans on this side that I heard that were, screaming for that whistle, and then the whistle came down and on softer, contact. So it's like, we got to call it both ways. And, that could honestly be the difference maker. However, the Bulldogs have not shot a ton of free throws, so we can't totally put it on the fouls, but nonetheless, we've just got to see how the officials go about this.
Yeah, neither team living at the line, and an open game is usually a fun one, and we're in for a pretty fun second half. Washington trailing Mediapolis, a ranked Mediapolis team, 21-17, looking to hand the Bulldogs their first loss of the season. Looking to get back in the win column is Washington after losing to Keokuk. When we come back, we'll have the third quarter between Washington and Minneapolis. Fun one brewing here in Washington High School. This has been the Fairway halftime show. We will be back with the third quarter in just a few minutes.
I love helping people. I always wanted to help people. That's what I love the most.
We do a really good job of growing our own, but also we are able to take your skills, adapt them to what we need, or grow them as well.
Our leadership group here, they are actively involved, always supportive of our new ideas and innovation here at the hospital.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics. Apply today.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
My name is Levi Lyle. I have lived in Kielder my entire life, but I've been an organic farmer for about a decade. Truly, the reason to do business locally is because of the joy and fulfillment that comes in relationships. Coming to Professional Proteins is an opportunity to work with good people.
Our communities were founded on the strength of local farmers. At CBI Bank and Trust, you can aim high, bank strong. With personalized service and trusted relationships, we'll help take your ag business to the next level with the right loan for your needs. CBI Bank and Trust is here for you.
At Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction, we provide everything from design to complete installation of your kitchen cabinets. For small town service with competitive prices, Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction are here for you.
Welcome back to Washington High School. Washington Demon girls basketball on the Southeast Iowa Video Network, powered by Washington County Hospital and Clinics. Jack Knowlton, Zeph Walker-L on the call. We've got a good one so far through 2 quarters as Washington is trying to fend off a ranked Mediapolis team, a team that beat them in the postseason last year. Mediapolis looking to go to 3-0. They had a big win over number 12 Tipton. Mediapolis, a number 11 ranked girls team in Class 3A. As we're back underway for the third quarter, it is the Bulldogs getting things started with a 3 that is too strong that time. Hutchison took the 3. Back the other way comes Adeline Long. Kick out to Sabaski. She's been hot all game. No good on that one, though.
That's tough.
Big first half from her. Scored 5 points in that second quarter alone. But the other up the other way comes Meepo. Shot is swatted by Long, but a foul will go against number 0 for Washington.
That break right there was a great sign of beating the press. And Sabaski's going to be open every time. Every time.
First free throw good by Amelia Greer. Meepo shot 85% from the line. We mentioned it in the halftime show. Not a ton of fouls called in the first 16 minutes, but we'll see how the second half goes. Long just chucks that long, and it's a good pass to find Addison Miller for 2.
Good way to slow down, pace yourself once you got to the basket. Nice 2-pointer there.
Looked like a Cale Williams to Nick Stone bomb on the football field for Washington.
Gotta love referencing other Washington athletics.
Long
there we
finding
go.
Miller now. Sabaski with the steal. She circles back, read that trap that was coming near half court and gets it across. Here's Addison Miller, 23-19 Meepo early in the third.
That was a veteran response for her to turn around on that.
Messenger gets it back at the elbow, takes the jumper. No good. Vivian Kroll right there for the old board, though, but can't get the layup. And Meepo comes the other way.
That was tough.
The Bulldogs looking for a quick answer. That 3 is good. A ton of shooters on this Mediapolis team. Grace Holstein, one of the 3 captains, is good from downtown. And a hold. That time the press a little too aggressive by Mediapolis. Greer with the foul. Her second.
Washington has to do a better job at closing out on those 3-pointers. They allow these girls to get their feet set, get their elbows straightened, and still shoot the ball.
Long will get it across half court. Dribbles toward the baseline. Shot up, no good. And collected by Hutchison. Up the other way comes Mediapolis. Greer goes baseline. Layup, too strong on that one. Messenger will go quickly. See Meepo pressing off of makes and misses. Washington trying to let them get set when they do miss. Here's Miller, strong to the rim. And Zeph, with what you talked about at halftime, some of those layups were just a bit too strong when Washington put them up. Miller, perfect touch that time. A quick 3 the other way is good. Ella Wagenbach has had the hot hand all game. Give her 14 for the evening. Miller had to get that out to Long. A double coming in the backcourt. Long is fouled once again by Greer. That'll be her 3rd.
What a deep shot there from Wagenbach.
Greer with 3. Grace Holstein has 2. Bryn Wright has 2 as well for Meepo. Early note on the fouls. That could be key for Washington. Nice spin by Messenger. Gets bumped out to Kroll, but it's stolen away. And it's Greer the other way. She lost it, though, and
that's tough.
A turnover right back to Washington.
That's tough for them.
As Macy Thornburg will replace Greer after a couple of quick fouls. Thornburg, another senior member of this Meepo team. Washington gets it across to Kroll. Easy lip. No good.
She's got to take her time.
I don't know if that shot was maybe disrupted as Soboski is down on the other end for Washington. Shorthanded Demons, and the whistle will now go, and Washington will check on Oakley Soboski, who seems in some pain underneath the basket. Not a fun sight if you're Washington. Soboski getting helped up. Colin Mulford, and the trainer for the Demons, gonna help her off, so we hope that Oakley Soboski is okay.
Looked like she got crushed there by her own teammate, which is unfortunate.
A couple players going up for the rebound. Not a good sight for Washington. Of course, lost Adeline Long for the game in the first quarter against Keokuk, and Soboski going back to the locker room, so Washington will have to soldier on without one of their leaders. Back in action here, Reagan Miller into the game.
Great
Addison
drive.
Miller, another good drive, another good take to the rim for two.
That is what we want to see right here. This is their time.
4 points in this quarter for Addison Miller. 8 for the game.
She's been aggressive. She's kept her head up. She's playing confidently.
3-2 strong gathered by Holstein, though. Gets her own miss. Hutchinson now gets fouled, and will go to the line for a pair. Josie Hutchinson, one of those first-team returners for Meepo in the SEISC. She was the player of the year in the conference last year. Has picked up right where she left off. She had 13.7 rebounds in that win over Tipton. Misses the first free throw. Averaging 15 points in this per game in this young season, 5.5 rebounds and 4 assists. It's going to be one to watch for the SEISC South. Misses 2 free throws there, though, so Washington gets a break after the foul. And Berto able to gather it, nearly a steal for Mediapolis. Ashlyn Long gets it across. Leighton Messenger, top of the key. Drives inside, has it knocked away. And stolen in a jump ball. Washington, good hustle there. They'll take possession right back with the arrow.
She wanted to find Addison Miller on that wing.
Ella Wagenbach was trying to grab it for Mediapolis, but a couple of Demons surrounded her. Ashlyn Long to trigger. Messenger lost it out of bounds, so an unforced turnover. We'll go back the other way. 6-point game, 4 minutes left, halfway through this third quarter. Washington was down by 13 around this point of the game against Keokuk and was able to fight back. That's a foul on the floor by Reagan Miller.
You know, like we said during halftime, there's no team that has complete possession of the game right now. The complete momentum. It seems as though it's going back and forth. Though the Demons are trailing by 6, they have not, let go of their aggression. They're still here.
Wright kicks it out. Top of the key, it's Hutchinson for 3. That's good. Excuse me, give it to Wagenbach. Another three-pointer. She's up to 17 for the game, and a steal. She was fouled by Berto. Wagenbach was. Berto was trying to moss her on the pass. Adeline Long will come back in for Leighton Messenger, and feels worth noting at this point, Jeff, with Oakley Soboski still out for Washington. Colin Mulford was telling us last game when Adeline Long went down, he said, he feels like he has a good problem on his hands with how many players he feels are capable of making a difference in some of these games. We had to see that from some of the rotation players without Long. You're going to have to see the same there with Soboski.
Miller.
And a quick foul call, the bump by Holstein. And that will be the third for Grace Holstein. Third team foul as well for Meepo. Washington has 4 team fouls. High screen by Berto. Long kicks it to Addison Miller. Miller driving inside. She's been strong. Miscommunication, though, with Long, and Miller slaps the floor in frustration. Long
that is
cut
tough.
to the middle. Miller thought she was popping back out to the wing. And another turnover, and Mediapolis going to call a timeout and talk things over. Up 32-23. Big spot here for both of these teams with 3 minutes to play. Just a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. Zeph, like I said, big spot it feels like for both Washington and Mediapolis now. Soboski out for Washington. Going to have to recalibrate here toward the end of this third quarter.
I am hoping that Soboski can get back in this game because her energy on the floor was what kept Washington going. You know, I can't give it all to Soboski, though. Addison Miller has shown up when her number is called. The moment Soboski walked out of the gym, Addison Miller was right there. She was right there bringing the intensity like, hold on, let's not get down. Let's get this back up. So I'm looking to see more from her in this quarter.
Yeah, Addison Miller and Reagan Miller scored most of Washington's points in the second half against Keokuk. They came alive. Colin Mulford said he liked the energy that they brought in that second half. Going to have to bring it here to hang with a really good Mediapolis team who has been hot from 3 all game long. Thought about another one there was Holstein. To Hutchinson. Holds it up at the top of the key. Wagenbach, or rather Thornburg at the baseline. Kicks it out. Time running out on the shot clock, and a travel is called on Wright. So a good defensive possession there out of the timeout for Washington. And Ashlyn Long will bring it up, flanked once again by that Mediapolis press that has been relentless. You have to think
way
when
to break it.
Long does get through. Gets it to Adeline Long. Top of the key, it's Messenger. Drives left. And Ashlyn Long walked with it coming around the screen and getting the handoff from Leighton Messenger. So another turnover for Washington.
That's a questionable call there. You get 2 steps.
Might have shuffled that pivot foot as she was trying to step right into the shot rather than take a dribble, but either way, Mediapolis thought maybe just lost it out of bounds. There was Wright, but was knocked out, so it'll stay.
I guess our angle doesn't give us the proper view because it definitely looked like she dribbled it right out of bounds.
Here's Holstein. Adeline Long switches on to Holstein. She crosses over, gives up to Hutchison. Wright steps into a jumper. That's good.
That was a great shot.
And a double-digit lead now. It's 11 for the visiting Bulldogs. Ashlyn Long brings it across. Gets to the elbow, kicks to Messenger. Gives it to Adeline Long. Long-range 3 is too short. Fighting for it was Ashlyn Long, and Washington able to get the jump ball. It'll go to Mediapolis, but good hustle there from the Demons.
Stopping the break.
Washington needs to string together some stops to avoid this lead ballooning any further before the 4th. Hutchison. Right wing, Wagenbach. Holstein thought about a 3. Instead hands it off to Wright. Drives on Ashlyn Long and dribbled it maybe off her leg, or at least lost it on the way through. Nice defense by Ashlyn Long, who will check out for Addison Miller for the final minute. Madden Thee is into the game for Mediapolis. Junior guard. Washington goes long. Not sure who that pass was intended for, and it's taken right back by Wagenbach. And the Bulldogs can come the other way. Bryn Wright, top of the key. Hutchison, guarded closely by Miller.
Great defense.
Long there as well. Thee thought about a 3. Hutchison. Thee now will take a shot. No good. Coming in cold off the bench. Can't get that three to fall. 27 seconds left. Washington can hold for the final shot if it wants. They will have to get through this suffocating Mediapolis pressure.
Yeah, this full court press is exactly what you said, suffocating.
Messenger does get it across. 20 seconds. Messenger trying to go all the way to the hoop, throws it to Kroll. Kroll has Long at the top of the key, gives it to her. Long for three. That's good.
There we go.
A big three at the end of this third quarter. Now Mediapolis a chance to answer. 5 seconds left. Driving is right. All the way to the rim is right. Rolls out, and that will do it for the third. So a big shot for Washington. Gets this game back to single digits. 8 minutes left to go. Washington looking to upset the 11th ranked team in Class 3A. They'll need a big fourth quarter in order to do it. We'll come back in just a few moments here. Washington Demon Girls Basketball on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. Start of the final quarter of play between Washington and Mediapolis. The girls' game coming down to the wire here. Washington looking for a run. They got it to single digits with an Adeline Long three to end the third. She has it here on the right block. Spins back and draws a foul. And we'll go to the line. That will go on Hutchison. Just her first foul.
These free throws are huge for Washington right now in trimming this lead.
As a reminder, once again, we've said it a couple times tonight, Mediapolis beat Washington in the playoffs last year. Adeline Long went for 21 points in that game. Wagenbach paced the Bulldogs with 20. She's done so again tonight. 17 points, all coming from, well, most of it coming rather from the three-point line. Losing possession there was Greer, but able to get it back. Washington's had some good defense on these last few possessions. Here's a three from Holstein. Too strong, but skying for the offensive rebound was Wagenbach. She'll take a corner three. That one too strong as well. Missed badly. Washington getting it across has been a bit of an adventure today for the Demons, but Addison Miller finds herself open for three. High arcing shot is no good. Reagan Miller and Vivian Kroll scrambling for the rebound as well, and we'll have a jump ball. And that will give possession back to Meepo.
We want to see more threes from Addison Miller. I think she's been waiting for that ball so long in the corner. Her first three-pointer attempt of the game.
Bulldogs will bring it across. Sprint right, crosses over Miller. Three on the way, no good. Miller skying for the rebound. It went off of Meepo last, so it'll go back to Washington. Still empty trips for Meepo. Going back to the end of the third quarter, Washington need answers, or need to cash those in on offense. Messenger been able to get open more than pretty much anyone on this against this press. Miller kicks it out to Reagan Miller. She stops, gives it back to Addison.
She can't hesitate on that.
Right
jumper.
wing, Kroll the screen. Reagan Miller can't corral the pass, and another unforced turnover will go back the other way.
She thought about it, and she had it wide open, and instead of taking it, she passed it.
Once again, Zeph, we talked about 26 turnovers for Washington against Keokuk As this game tightens up, if it stays close like this, those are going to be critical. Nice kick out. No good. Too strong on the 3 for Holstein. Long, able to get it to Addison Miller in the corner for Washington. Miller drives, tries to feed Kroll, and it deflects off for another turnover for the Demons. It'll bring in Ashlyn Long and Sarah Berto, who will replace Addison Miller and Vivian Kroll.
She's trying her best to get her teammates in the game. You can't blame her for that, but just miscommunications.
Right for Holstein. Left wing thought about it, top of the key. Instead, taking it as Greer, no good. Good rebound by Sarah Berto. Messenger able to gather it by the baseline. Keep her heels from stepping on the baseline. Has it on the right wing, circles back. Handoff to Reagan Miller, she's in trouble. And squeaks it out to Messenger. Washington trying to run a set. Long gets it right on that Demons logo. Spins back, shot on the way, no good. Berto fights for the rebound and gets fouled.
Oh, man.
Sarah Berto, the sophomore, a major offensive rebound, and she'll go to the free throw line. Berto was excellent in that category against Keokuk. 7 boards, had a couple of layups, 2 for 4 points, and a block as well.
That was huge.
First free throw is too strong.
She's gonna knock this second one down. I can tell just the way she knew she put a little too much on that one.
Second free throw also too strong, but Long
Rebound.
able to get it to Berto. So still a chance to get some points out of this possession for the Demons. Messenger for 3. No good off the back iron. Meepo collects.
3-pointer attempt of the game.
Berto committed the foul, so first of the half, or the quarter rather, for the Demons. Second of the game for Sarah Berto. Meepo's got it in the corner with Holstein. She hands it off to Wright. Long range 3 for Holstein is good. Wow. A huge 3 for the senior Grace Holstein. And that makes it a 10-point Mediapolis lead. Washington gets it across and needs a bucket in the worst way. Messenger drives baseline. Gives it to Ashlyn Long. Cross it over, spins back, throws up a layup and gets bumped. And we'll head to the free throw line. Foul goes on Holstein, and that is her 4th.
You have to credit a little bit of that Demon defense as they are forcing Mediapolis to pull that 3-point shot, but it's just falling. Those are some deep shots these girls are hitting, and they're falling.
And this is the #1 team in Class 3A in 3-point shooting so far. They were north of 40% coming in. They were excellent at it last season as well. 3rd in the SEISC South. Made around 7.5 threes a game on average last year. And remember, as most of that talent back, they lost just 1 senior from a team that won 21 games. And Washington is going to call a timeout. 9-point game with 4.5 to play. Still not out of reach for the Demons. We'll go to a quick break. Come back on the other side with the final 4 minutes and change here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
At WCHC, our goal is to take great care of our patients and our staff.
We are able to approach you, take care of your issues, but also give you a path, as far as referrals or treating you right then and there.
Our role in the community is taking care of something that matters to everyone. It's their family and their health.
More than you expect for your health care.
Check out Community Profiles every Thursday, where our host, Greta Clemens, talks with people from around Washington about their stories and highlighting upcoming events. Make sure to tune in to Community Profiles every Thursday at 10 on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Back out of the timeout, Washington down 9 points against the number 11 team in Class 3A. Jack Knowlton, Zeph Walker, L. Peter Camp, our great producer. Reminder, we will have the boys game between the Demons and Bulldogs coming up right after this one. Post-game and pre-game show, a little hybrid leading into that one, but still plenty of time and action to go in the girls' game. Washington right in this, but Mediapolis trying to get a quick three out of the timeout. Does just that. Ella Wagenbach left two open. She's up to 20 points, matching her effort in the playoff game from last season between these two teams. And the lead back to double digits for the Bulldogs. Messenger, she'll try to answer. No good off the left iron, but fumbled out of bounds by Meepo.
Great attempt, though. It was wide open. In order to get some shots going, you gotta shoot it. You gotta open up the rim.
Adeline Long will trigger. Kroll spins, shot left too short. Messenger tried to crash for the rebound, but fouled Wagenbach. That will be the first of the game on Leighton Messenger. Washington now in a full court press in the need of turnovers. Holstein gets across, gets out of the trap.
Good
but the poke away by Long and the steal. Quickly the other way come the Demons. Reagan Miller gathers in the short corner, gets it into Kroll. It's tipped though. Back out to Miller. She'll try a right wing three. Too strong, and a foul on the rebound will go on Addison Miller.
We're calling fouls away from the ball on a rebound.
This is one of the first I've seen of the game away from the ball.
That is a very interesting call there.
Or the other way. Wagenbach for three again. That's good. She cannot miss.
She is on fire.
Ella Wagenbach, the senior, the first team All-SEISC returner, has played like it, and a steal by Mediapolis. Three for Holstein on the way. That's good. And the lead balloons to 18. Mediapolis excellent in the late stages of this fourth quarter. Messenger and a jump ball will give possession back to the Bulldogs. It'll stay with Washington.
This is the run that we haven't seen the entire game, and it has happened in the fourth quarter.
The Bulldogs been electric in this final period of play. Adeline Long gonna sit out, and you have to wonder with a big lead now for Meepo if Washington will keep her on the bench just to not risk any injury. Of course, missed the final 3 quarters of that Keokuk game, and so great to see her back. 3 no good that time from Hutchison. Some learning moments again for Washington against a really good Meepo team. They hung with them well for about 3.5 quarters. On top of losing one of their starters in Sabaski, Ashlyn Long leaves that layup too short. A rebound gathered by Bryn Wright. Holstein, a long-range 3. Holstein heating up. She's in double figures now.
Those are some deep shots. You can't argue that. Defensively, those are just some deep shots.
That one whacked out of bounds by Holstein. Washington going to make a couple of substitutions here, or actually Coach Mulford going to get a timeout. We're going to get some reserves for the Demons to come in for the final 2 minutes with a 21-point game. We'll go to another quick break, come back for the final 2.5 minutes here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. back now on the Southeast Iowa Video Network for the final minute plus for Washington and Mediapolis. It is 49-28. Final 2 minutes rather. Minute 57 left and some reserves into the game now for Washington. Presley Hora in, Iris Dahl is in, as well as Taylor Miksch. Sarah Berto out there for the Demons, and Ashlyn Long remains in the game. A turnover for Washington will go back the other way.
You know, there was something that was said from the boys varsity coach last game about, big leads. And these, a lot of people like to call it garbage time. But this is the moment where these reserves have to give their 1,000% so that they're able to gain more minutes as the season progresses.
Mediapolis putting their reserves in for the final 2 minutes, and you're right, Zeph. The scoreline doesn't reflect how close this game was through 3 quarters, but it has been a 14-2 Meepo run in this fourth quarter. They have looked like a team that won 21 games last year. They have looked like a team that has shot north of 40% from three-point range. They have just exploded from deep, played some good defense as well. They're averaging around 15.5 steals, and it is thanks to that press. Miksch probes, tries to step through for a layup, takes a deflection off the top of the backboard, and will go the other way.
You want to see these reserves shine a little bit, Put something up, give coach a reason to call your number next game.
Well, Washington will start a 2-game road trip after this. They'll go to Fairfield. A little conference rivalry, second SEC clash for Washington. They'll look to get in the win column against a Fairfield team that has started 1-3 on the season. They'll be at Grinnell after that on December 15th. Then back here on the 19th against Mount Pleasant, another conference game there. That will be here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. Mediapolis, their next 3, they'll go to Wilton. They'll be home against Van Buren County on the 12th, that Wilton game on the 11th. So a little back-to-back as the shot rolls through for Taylor Miksch. And Wilton at Burlington Notre Dame on December 16th. Next 3 games for them. They'll improve to 3-0 and will be a team to watch in the state of Iowa in 3A this year. They are a strong, strong bunch. Again, they have a high-quality win against number 12 Tipton. That was their last game coming in. Beat conference foe Danville, so they're off to an excellent start. Final 15 seconds here. Reserve for Meepo, maybe trying to get on the board. Floater there by Macy Thornburg, no good, and Iris Dahl will run the other way. Final seconds for Washington. Dahl gives it up. Ashlyn Long throws it up at the buzzer, no good, and that will do it. 49-30, a 19-point win is your final score between Washington and Mediapolis. Zeph, quick final thoughts from you before we send it to a quick break.
The press was suffocating, as you said. I think that's the only word we can describe that press. That is what killed this game. It was a very close game, but once that fourth quarter hit, you had to play perfect basketball. And unfortunately, Washington just wasn't the better team tonight. Mediapolis opening up the floor, shooting some really deep shots that you can't be mad at. They're shooting far beyond the three-point line with confidence. That type of game will beat any team. So, nonetheless, great game for the Demons, great game for Mediapolis. That's all I got.
We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll recap this game just a little bit further and preview the boys' game against Mediapolis as the Washington Demon boys team tries to avenge the girls' team against the Bulldogs right here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few moments with your post-game show and pre-game show here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
At Washington Lumber and Home Center, our extensive knowledge, great pricing, and a long list of local installation experts, you are guaranteed to get the service you deserve with the quality you should expect. Washington Lumber and Home Center, your local place for great results.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Fairway's the place to be all season long for your grocery needs. Drive through the lane for the snacks and drinks you need to keep you in the game, and don't forget to grab a meal for a post-game feast. Make Fairway your home field advantage. Your adventure starts here. Caparotto Group Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram will get you ready in style. Meet with our friendly and experienced team to find a vehicle that gets you on the road and rely on our service shop to keep you there. Caparotto Group. See yourself the Capra experience.
At Wolf Floral, you'll find everything you need to spruce up your summer. Located on the southeast corner of the Washington Square, we've got you covered from small gift items to the finest floral arrangements around. Wolf Floral, unique by choice, not by chance.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
I love helping people. I always wanted to help people. That's what I love the most.
We do a really good job of growing our own, but also we are able to take your skills, adapt them to what we need, or grow them as well.
Our leadership group here, they are actively involved, always supportive of our new ideas and innovation here at the hospital.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics. Apply today.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation, Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
My name is Levi Lyle. I have lived in Kyoto my entire life, but I've been an organic farmer for about a decade. Truly, the reason to do business locally is because of the joy and fulfillment that comes in relationships. Coming to Professional Proteins is an opportunity to work with good people.
Our communities were founded on the strength of local farmers. At CBI Bank and Trust, you can aim high, bank strong. With personalized service and trusted relationships, we'll help take your ag business to the next level with the right loan for your needs. CBI Bank and Trust is here for you.
At Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction, we provide everything from design to complete installation of your kitchen cabinets. For small town service with competitive prices, Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction are here for you.
Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
At WCHC, our goal is to take great care of our patients and our staff.
We are able to approach you, take care of your issues, but also give you a path, as far as referrals or treating you right then and there.
Our role in the community is taking care of something that matters to everyone. It's their family and their health.
More than you expect for your health care.
Check out Community Profiles every Thursday, where our host, Greta Clemens, talks with people from around Washington about their stories and highlighting upcoming events. Make sure to tune in to Community Profiles every Thursday at 10 on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
At Washington Lumber and Home Center, our extensive knowledge, great pricing, and a long list of local installation experts, you are guaranteed to get the service you deserve with the quality you should expect. Washington Lumber and Home Center, your local place for great results.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Fairway's the place to be all season long for your grocery needs. Drive through the lane for the snacks and drinks you need to keep you in the game, and don't forget to grab a meal for a post-game feast. Make Fairway your home field advantage. Your adventure starts here. Capper Auto Group, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram will get you ready in style. Meet with our friendly and experienced team to find a vehicle that gets you on the road, and rely on our service shop to keep you there. Capper Auto Group. See yourself the Capper experience.
At Wolf Floral, you'll find everything you need to spruce up your summer. Located on the southeast corner of the Washington Square, we've got you covered from small gift items to the finest floral arrangements around. Wolf Floral, unique by choice, not by chance.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Welcome in to the Community First Credit Union post-game show here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. The Washington Demon girls basketball team falling 49-30 to Mediapolis. Jack Knowlton and Zeph Walker-L putting a bow on that one, as well as previewing the Washington boys game. The Demons will also face Mediapolis here in just a few minutes, so consider this also the N.C. Williams Agency of Farm Bureau Financial Services pregame show. But
yes, indeed.
Zeph, let's first wrap things up on the girls' side with Mediapolis. It was a really good Bulldogs team that Washington had to face here tonight, and they competed well for three quarters. That fourth quarter, the 14-2 run to start it out, just ended the game right in its tracks for any hope of a Demons upset victory. Mediapolis red hot from shooting, spearheaded by Ella Wagenbach. What do you think Washington is going to learn from a game like this, where you're hounded by a press, you're dealing with a team that is not afraid to shoot it from anywhere, and certainly it's going to be a game that you feel is going to give the Demons some good experience heading into conference play as they still look to get their first win there and moving forward in the early part of this season?
We talked a lot about that press during the game, immediately after the game, before the game, because of what happened last game. That should be their main focus when it goes down to practice. How do we beat the press, limiting turnovers? They almost couldn't get the ball up the court past half court because they were turning it over so much in their own backcourt. That can't happen if you want to be a winning team. So when it comes down to what we want to see from the Demons and what they can learn from this game, is that not only will people shoot on you, but they will step back far beyond that three-point line. So what defensively are you going to adjust into your next game? Every team isn't going to shoot that well. This was just one of those games that the team excelled beyond the arc, which most of their points came from beyond the arc. So fighting 3 full quarters, which is unfortunate. Saboski going down, which could have played on the mental a little bit. You know, and last game, Adeline Long going down, playing on the mental a little bit. We want to see a full, healthy Demon squad all 4 quarters and see what they're able to do like they were that first game, you know, where they picked up the W. So there's a lot of takeaways that Coach Milford's going to have, especially in conversation with his team. It's just tough. You really can't call this one in comparison to another game because that Mediapolis squad is just one of a kind.
Yeah, you bet, Seth. It's a good point with, you know, it feels like just one quarter has gotten away from Washington, whether it was kind of that, you know, late third into the early part of the fourth at the Keokuk game and the fourth quarter here tonight. Every you know, other time has felt Washington's been right in both of these games, just unable to pull out the victories. But certainly a lot of positives still. The rebounding good again tonight. Definitely. Washington using its size to its advantage. And some of the usual suspects we've seen so far this season has been strong for Washington. So once again, the Demon girls team falling 49-30 at the hands of Keokuk. We now look ahead to the boys' game. Both teams just hit the locker room after their final warm-up. Washington actually coming right back out as I say that, as if on cue. But Washington and Mediapolis coming into this game a cool 2-0. They have won both of their games in conference play. Their last, a 58-55 win over West Burlington. They have also beaten Danville, just like the girls' team. Washington, you talk about trying to bounce back from a big loss, was blown out by Keokuk here on Friday night, 78-41. Washington trying to come in for a bounce back from that. Zeph, what do you think the Demons have to fix here in this game to have a better result than they created against Keokuk?
Well, I'm flipping this paper over for a reason because I don't see any 6'10", you know, guys on this Mediapolis boys squad. So first off, they look like they've kind of got a little bit of the size advantage in a way, almost. It's pretty even. So for starters, they don't have a D1 prospect they're playing up against, so they don't have to worry about that aspect. But I do see Washington playing with a lot more heart this game, as you would have thought, based on the trajectory of last game, they were going to, you know, throw in the towel. But they played strong and played hard until the last buzzer. That was huge, and that was important that Coach talked about. So you've got to see that Demons want to defend home court. They want to redeem themselves from that game last week. And we just hope to see a better outing.
Yeah, absolutely. Washington and Mediapolis, of course, they have some familiarity with each other. Played last season, and the two stars of that game expected to shine again for Washington. It's been Rajan Roth. Roth, 15 points a game this year for the Demons. And it's been Will Lutenegger, the senior scorer for the visiting Bulldogs, 22 points a game he's been averaging. He's a name we will call plenty of times tonight. 19 points in their last game against West Burlington. Roth, a decent outing, one of 3 Demons in double figures. He scored 14 in that loss to Keokuk. The hustle stats kind of shine for him too. 5 rebounds, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. Something that's become a custom for Rajan Roth. He is a scrapper, as scrappers go, Zeph. Very exciting for this one. Your quick final thoughts before we kick to a break, get this game underway.
You know, I'm excited to see the Demons play their better brand of basketball, as I do expect to see that tonight. They were coming into form last game. They were unfortunately playing against a better team that had a D1 prospect. You don't get that every game. So I'm looking to see more from Nick Stone tonight, who popped off last game. I'm looking to see a lot more leadership from Drew Conrad, and I guess we just got to let them play, right?
Yeah, it should be a lot more running. Certainly a better matchup on paper for Washington. And Meepo, certainly nothing to take away from them. A good team. We'll send it down to the PA announcer to get the starting lineups for both these teams. The boys' game between Washington and Mediapolis underway in just a minute.
Bulldogs take on the Demons of Washington. Let's recognize the starters for both teams. First for Bulldogs. At 6'3", senior guard number 0, Max Griffin. At 5'11", senior guard number 1, Will Luthenegger. At 5'11", senior guard number 3, Gannon Gunn. At 6'1", junior guard number 4, Henry Luthenegger. Rounding out the lineup for the Bulldogs at 6 foot, senior forward number 20, Brayton DeLang. The Bulldogs are coached by head coach Greg Worrell and assisted by David Griffin and Travis Luthenegger. And now for your Demons. At 6 foot, senior guard number 1, Drew Mr. Smooth Conrad. A 6 foot senior guard, he's here, there, and everywhere. Number 2, Cale Williams. 6'1", senior guard. Now you see him, now you don't. Number 3, Rajan Roth. At 6'4", a junior forward. Number 4, Nick, Mr. 3, Stone. At 6'2", senior forward. Number 14, Aiden, Mr. Cool Schmitz. The Demons are coached by head coach Colin Stark and assisted by Shannon Rudd, Mason Quigley, and Kelly Williams.
Welcome back to Washington High School. The Demons and the Mediapolis Bulldogs set to tip things off. You just heard the starting lineup as Rajan Roth smacks that one to Will Luthenegger. He's out there along with Gannon Gunn, Max Griffin, Henry Luthenegger, and Brayton DeLang, for the Bulldogs. The usual starting 5 for the Washington Demons: Drew Conrad, Cale Williams, Rajan Roth, and Nick Stone. Numbers 1 through 4. Very good parity there for the Demons in their number order. And then Aiden Schmitz, number 14, is out there as well. Or rather, a satisfying number sequence there. If you got 1 through 4 out there for Washington, then you throw 14 in there. Easy to remember numbers. We broadcasters appreciate that. Nevertheless, Mediapolis with the first possession. Here's Max Griffin. We highlighted Will Luthenegger. Griffin, a good scorer himself, gets inside. Offensive board pops out to Will Luthenegger. No good. Rebound to Roth. Gets it to Cale Williams. Conrad spots up pass. Goes in between the cutting Roth and Williams, who's at the top of the key. Nick Stone was able to collect it.
Oh, good find.
Roth inside. That one bumbled out of bounds. It'll stay with Washington. Conrad to trigger. Gets it to Schmitz. Cale Williams. Stone, corner 3. That's good.
There we go.
Nick Stone off and running.
Game.
11 points in Washington's loss to Keokuk. Most of those came late. He was 3 for 9 from the field in that one. 2 for 6 from the 3. He's got his first of the night already.
Mr. 3.
Will Luthenegger, 19 points for the Bulldogs. He's got it here. Right wing guarded tightly by Roth. Gives it to Gannon Gunn. Gets to the free throw line. Gets it back top of the key. Good defense here from the Demons. One on the shot clock. They won't get one off. The Bulldogs trying to move it around, but could not move it around the Washington defense.
Good defense there from Washington. They are alive and well here at home.
Conrad, that one deflected by Gunn.
Lazy pass can turn into a turnover.
Conrad in a bit of trouble, and the deflection will keep it with Washington.
See, that's what happens when you have a lazy pass. It becomes a lazy possession, and then you put your teammate in a compromised position.
Conrad gets it across. Nice crossover all the way to the lane. Puts up a floater, but an offensive foul.
That's tough.
Well, the senior Conrad, he went right into the body.
That's a great call, but it's tough.
Went to right into the body that time of DeLang. DeLang, an all SEISC honorable mention player. Not as many first-team returners as there was on the girls' side for Minneapolis, but still a few, including Max Griffin, who's got the basketball. Kicks it out. Sorry, Griffin has it now. He shoots a three right wing, and it was no good. But Meepo, the offensive rebound. Some good play on the glass by the Bulldogs. Evenly sized matchup here. Lutnager spins on Stone, floats it up. That's good from the free throw line. Nice turnaround J there by the senior guard.
Excuse me.
3 minutes gone in this first quarter, excuse me. Roth. DHO to Stone. Stops. Meepo wanted to travel. Roth instead gets it in the corner, puts up the floater, and is fouled on the way up.
He scares me sometimes. He has a lot of speed going in. He's very explosive, let's say that. Very explosive going in, but you just got to be careful.
Well, Roth will go to the free throw line. Buries the first.
Free throw.
Roth, of course, one of the better returners for this Washington team. Second team All-SEC last year. No good on the second one from the charity stripe, but it's 4-2 Demons. DeLang, top of the key. Over to the right wing. Has it again. Gives it to Will Lutnager. Now inside, and the pass wayward from DeLang looking for Griffin. It's out of play, and a turnover by the Bulldogs.
The defense is showing up for Washington early here. Seeing a little bit of a press.
Conrad lost it. Got it back, gets it across in the end, no problem, and goes all the way to the rim, no problem.
Bucket. Great bucket there.
Conrad, no trouble with the press so far. This is something that UNICEF have talked about in these first few Washington games. They have kind of a good bounty of ball handlers, and that can be good against the team that's going to run even a one-man press. There's a steal. Stone the other way. Stops, tries to give it to Conrad. Risky pass, but he comes down with it.
Crossover.
Thought about a screen by Williams, doesn't use it, instead turns it over. Up the other way come the Bulldogs. Top of the key, Griffin. Drives on Roth. Good steal by Stone. Stone can run out. Nice pass ahead by Conrad for Stone, who's hacked on the way up. Smashes into the backstop behind the basket. And Stone will go to the free throw line for a pair. Lutnager chased him down. It was he who committed the foul and crashed into Stone.
Great defensive possession there. Great steal from Nick Stone, his second steal of the game so far.
Stone goes 2 for 2 from the line. We talked to Coach Colin Stark after the game against Keokuk, and he said, you know, he wanted the defense to set up the offense a little bit more. This is a Washington team that thinks it can shoot better than it has from three. They create that by some good defense. Inside, no good from DeLang. Rebound to Washington. Strong start here from the Demons. They're up 8-2 early.
I called it earlier. I said we want to see more leadership from Drew Conrad. He's pacing himself.
Stone, a little heat check from the corner, no good. Meepo trying to come the other way. Here's Gannon Gunn. Goes right into the body of Roth, and Roth pulled the rug from him.
Great defense there.
He comes the other way. Williams, quick kick out. Stone, quick trigger. No good, short on the jumper.
He's going to find that next one, though. He's feeling it.
Griffin, top of the key. Will Lutnager's out there with his brother Henry. He takes a shot from the Demons logo and drops it in. You can see the one-man offense he can create.
He's got a mean mid-range pull-up there.
It's a relic in this day and age of basketball, Zeph.
If you got that, you're gonna turn some heads.
Chris Paul just retired. He might be.
Wait a minute.
Not retired.
Wait a minute.
You're right.
Wait a minute.
Should get my facts straight there. No good from Roth.
Wow, no contact there? Whoa.
Up the other way, Lutnager for three. No good. Rebound, DeLang. That's off the rim and out. Cale Williams collects the board. Washington fans let DeLang hear it for the missed bunny. A minute and a half to go. Back and forth first quarter. Not a ton of buckets for either team, but Washington's created the easier look. Schmitz all the way to the rim.
Bucket.
And a big one for Aiden Schmitz. He was 0 of 3 from the field against Keokuk. Nice for him to see one go down.
I like that layup there.
Gunn.
Strong.
Griffin, left side, drives the floater, well short. Stone gathers.
I love the way he's controlling the pace of this offense. Just slow, methodical drives.
Conrad slows it down. Now gets the screen from Schmitz, doesn't use it. Instead kicks to Roth, who gets it back to Conrad. It's in the dunker spot, swings it over to Stone. Stone drives inside, that's good. Nick Stone
Let's go.
Gets a foul call as well. He has been in command in this first quarter. 7 of the Demons' first 12 points.
I called it early. We want to see Nick Stone pop off again. We want some great leadership in the offense from Drew Conrad, and we're seeing it right here. Love it.
It's 12-4 as Tate Griner, the first substitute of this game for Washington, can come in with 42 seconds. So the starters doing nearly an entire 8-minute shift out there, but Griner able to give some relief. Alan Stark still kind of working through who he likes out of his reserves. Griner is one of those.
Rebound.
As Williams does tip out the rebound. He gives it over to Tate Griner. Chance for some extra points off the missed free throw. Roth all the way to the rim, no good. And Schmitz commits the foul in the backcourt, trying to go for the steal. So one foul apiece on, and actually they're going to get Roth for that. So one on Roth, Cale Williams, and Nick Stone, or rather Drew Conrad. To them with a foul apiece. Meepo also has 3 fouls in this first period of play. 12-4 Demons. Meepo can hold for the last shot here. Griner, Garden Lutnager, another mid-range shot. That drops smooth.
I like that kid's mid-range shot.
Lutnager has all 6 points for Meepo, and they get a steal as Washington tried to race down for the final possession, and that will do it. So Will Lutnager trying to do his best to keep Mediapolis in it, but Washington up 12-6 after one. A good first period for the Demons. They have the lead. Zeph will be on the call for the second quarter. When we come back, you're listening to Washington Demon Basketball here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
I love helping people. I always wanted to help people. That's what I love the most.
We do a really good job of growing our own, but also we are able to take your skills, adapt them to what we need, or grow them as well.
Our leadership group here, they are actively involved, always supportive of our new ideas and innovation here at the hospital.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics. Apply today.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation, Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
My name is Levi Lyle. I have lived in Kyoto my entire life, but I've been an organic farmer for about a decade. Truly, the reason to do business locally is because of the joy and fulfillment that comes in relationships. Coming to Professional Proteins is an opportunity to work with good people.
And we're back here with Demon basketball. To end off our doubleheader here is the boys varsity leading 12-6 over the Mediapolis Bulldogs. Rajan Roth in the corner finds Schmitz in the middle. Pump fake, Rajan pulls up, and the floater is good for Roth. Give him 3 for the night. Griffin got at the top of the key. Hits to Lutenegger. Driving and tied up. Ball stays on the ground. We've got a foul call. Foul on the Demons. Bulldogs will inbound under the baseline. That first quarter was all Will Lutenegger's points. He put up 6 from the mid-range. He's perfect from there. And for 3 is Gunn, and it's short, out of bounds. Just couldn't meet the rim there. Inbounding for the Demons, and bringing it up the court to beat the press is Roth, who gets it to their point guard, Drew Conrad. Roth finds Stone on the wing. He pulls up. Bang! Another three-pointer for Nick Stone, which calls a timeout for the Mediapolis Bulldogs. Nick Stone has 10 points here in the first half. We'll be right back after this quick timeout from the Bulldogs. Demons lead 17-6, live on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. And we're back here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network live for some Demon basketball. The second of our doubleheader is the varsity boys. Demons lead 17-6 over the Mediapolis Bulldogs. Nick Stone hits a three-pointer to get a timeout here from the Bulldogs as they look to switch some things up. Bulldogs in the corner. Ludenegger, top of the key, finds Griffin on the wing, who drives in. And short on the layup, rebounded there for Schmitz. Schmitz pushing the ball up court to beat the press. Doesn't want an unfortunate turnover, but gets it to Drew Conrad. Conrad slowing the pace of the offense down. Nick Stone, their leading scorer of the night. Conrad trying to figure out where to go with it. Goes to Tate Griner. Oh, and deflected, but picked up by Stone, who pulls up for 3. And just short on that one. Wanted to get the friendly rim bounce. Lutenegger hits Griffin in the corner. Spins, shoots, no good. Stone with the rebound. Conrad once again slowing down the offense and playing at their own speed, not allowing the Bulldogs to get any momentum and control the pace of this game. Conrad driving. kicks to Stone. Stone for three. And short. We're not going to see too many misses from Nick Stone tonight. I can assure you of that. Griner guarding up. Got Henry Lutnegger in the corner. Will guarded by Drew. In the corner's Gunn and foul. Looks like a foul away from the ball on the Demons. Schmitz picks up his second foul here. About 3 minutes played here in the second quarter. Demons still leading 17-6. Bulldogs in the paint there. Lutnegger at the top of the key finds Griffin. Finds Lutnegger in the corner. Driving, kicks in the corner for three. And it's short from the Bulldogs. Nick Stone collects that rebound. Conrad, guarded by Lutnegger, and the crossover. Finds Stone on the wing. Kicks it to Cale Williams. Almost a miscommunication on the pass there. Cale drives. Stone picks up his dribble, finds Griner in the corner. And Conrad pulls up from mid-range, and it's good. Drew Conrad, 2 for 2 on the night. Gunn in the corner. Finds Worrell at the top. Lutnegger, guarded by Roth. Nifty move, pulls up from the mid-range, and it's no good. His first miss from the mid-range tonight. And Conrad with the layup, make him 3 for 3. Demons lead 21-6. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the second corner. Griffin at the top of the key pulls, and it's good. Max Griffin is good for 3. He puts some points on the board. Gives the Bulldogs 9 to stop what was a long streak of misses from the Bulldogs. And jump. Got an official foul call. I'm not sure that was did not look like a foul. Looked like he was just going for the ball that was passed to him, but the refs didn't like the contact they saw. Bulldogs get the possession. Lutnegger hits to his brother. Griffin at the top of the key. Lutnegger at the top. Pass to Will. Guarded by Cale Williams. Top of key is DeLange, who hits Gunn. DeLange in the post. Guarded by Griner, who kicks out. Finds Griffin in the corner for 3. Ball movement has happened and has led to another bucket here. 21-12. Conrad with the crossover to get the ball past half court. Finds Roth on the layup, and it's good. To stop what was a 6-point run there for the Bulldogs. Max Griffin's trying to find his space here tonight. Williams guarding Lutnegger, who steps back, pulls up, air balls it. Nick Stone recovers the rebound. Demons fans are getting loud and rowdy here tonight. Oh, and it's stolen by Gunn, who finds Griffin in the corner, who drives. Layup and one. Griffin with the baseline drive, fouled by Drew Conrad. He picks up his second foul here in the second quarter with just about 2 minutes to go. Max Griffin looking to complete the and one here, which will bring them within 8. And he's good on the free throw. Give him 9 for the evening. Conrad guarded by Ludenegger. In the crossover. Finds him in corner. And a foul is away from the ball. They're going to call it on number 20, DeLange. Demons lead 23-15 here. Just under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Baseline rebound for Conrad. Finds Nick Stone on the wing. Guarded by Ludenegger. Conrad finds Nick Stone. Nick Stone drives in. Cale Williams, and one is good. Patience under that rim for Cale Williams. He got Max jumping. Max Griffin picks up a foul here. Excuse me, that was Will Ludenegger who picked up that foul on Cale Williams, who converts the and one, puts up his first couple points here for the night. Ludenegger has the ball in the wing, guarded by Conrad. Griffin guarded by Roth under the basket. He kicks out and it's stolen by Cale Williams on the fast break. Easy layup. Cale Williams converts, picking up 5 quick points here with just about a minute to go. Bowden Brown guarding Ludenegger, who does indeed pick up the foul from Rajon Roth. He has his 3rd foul of the evening going into the second half. Ludenegger is good for his first free throw, as he was in the shooting motion. Roth takes his seat, brings in Aiden Schmitz for the Demons. And Ludenegger is good on his second free throw. Give him 8 for the evening. Under a minute now here in the first half. Crossover by Drew Conrad. And he pulls up and he's getting the contact. He fought for that contact there. Will Ludenegger picks up his 2nd foul for the Bulldogs. Conrad at the line. He shot a perfect game so far. And he's good on the first free throw. Patience and composure has Conrad been this entire game, which has led to this successful 12-point lead they have right now. And he picks up his 2nd free throw. Give him 8 on the evening. Conrad checks out just before halftime. Reserve a little bit of his energy. The Demons lead 30-17 over the Mediapolis Bulldogs. Griffin on the wing, guarded by Bowden Brown. Cale Williams with the deflection, which indeed goes out of bounds. But the ball is returned to the Bulldogs as it was deflected by Cale Williams. His instincts on defense. And there, another defensive deflection, and it's stolen again. Nick Stone recovers the steal. Gets it to Cale Williams. Nick Stone picks up his 3rd steal of the evening. Making it happen on both ends of the floor. 13 seconds to go. Demons looking, almost a messed up possession here. No call. Cale Williams for 3. No good. Nick Stone almost turned the ball over, but got it back. Demons are leading 30-17 here in the first half. We'll be right back with the Fairway Meat and Grocery halftime show. I'm your broadcaster, Zeph Walker L, here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
Our communities were founded on the strength of local farmers. At CBI Bank and Trust, you can aim high, bank strong. With personalized service and trusted relationships, we'll help take your ag business to the next level with the right loan for your needs. CBI Bank and Trust is here for you.
At Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction, we provide everything from design to complete installation of your kitchen cabinets. For small town service with competitive prices, Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction are here for you.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
At WCHC, our goal is to take great care of our patients and our staff.
We are able to approach you, take care of your issues, but also give you a path, as far as referrals or treating you right then and there.
Our role in the community is taking care of something that matters to everyone. It's their family and their health.
More than you expect for your health care.
Check out Community Profiles every Thursday, where our host, Greta Clemens, talks with people from around Washington about their stories and highlighting upcoming events. Make sure to tune in to Community Profiles every Thursday at 10 on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
At Washington Lumber and Home Center, our extensive knowledge, great pricing, and a long list of local installation experts, you are guaranteed to get the service you deserve with the quality you should expect. Washington Lumber and Home Center, your local place for great results.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Fairway is the place to be all season long for your grocery needs. Drive through the lane for the snacks and drinks you need to keep you in the game, and don't forget to grab a meal for a post-game feast. Make Fairway your home field advantage.
Welcome back to Washington High School, where the Washington Demon boys basketball team has a 30-17 lead over the Mediapolis Bulldogs. This is the Fairway Meat and Grocery halftime show. Jack Knowlton, Zeph Walker, L. Zeph, you called a pretty compelling second quarter. Washington extending a 12-6 start. It was kind of back and forth. It was weirdly cagey, which maybe isn't the right word to describe the first 8 minutes, because there was a lot of flying back and forth, right? Yeah. A lot of running, but not a lot of scoring. That second half, both teams improve a little bit, but the Demons certainly doing so to balloon their lead from 12-6 to 30-17. What'd you like about that second quarter?
The Demons are in control of the pace. Drew Conrad is leading the force by keeping the offense in control. He's not allowing them to force the ball, push the ball. You know, they are slightly being pressed, but they're able to beat the press because they're composed. They're not trying to force it up because, oh, we got to get it past half court. Oh, we got to get it. Oh, we got to. No. Control the momentum. That is how you'll win this game. And credit to Nick Stone, too, because he is showing up.
He absolutely is. He leads the Demons with 10 points. Conrad has 8. And you're right. I really like the way he has been pacing the offense. He knows when to go fast. He knows when to slow things down. And Mediapolis trying a little bit of a press. It's not as, taxing as we saw in the girls' game, certainly. Definitely. But, they are trying to throw a little bit of full court pressure, some defense at it. And these Demon ball handlers handling that well for the most part. We saw a couple of turnovers. A big Cale Williams bucket as well. Saw him get an and one. I've really been impressed with the way this team has attacked the paint. Obviously helps when you have a little bit more balance, in terms of the height advantage and disadvantage. Not as much of a discrepancy on there. But thoughts on maybe attacking the paint? And then as you look to this second half, what do you think Washington needs to keep doing to balloon this lead even further?
Keep doing what you're doing, because right now your defense is stopping a lot of what could have been offense coming from the Mediapolis Bulldogs. So if you're going to do anything, almost more focusing on who the Bulldogs are going to for their offense. Limit Will Lutenegger. He has popped off from that mid-range. He was a little quiet in the second quarter, but then they started to open up the deep-range shot from Max Griffin. So we see who gets the ball and who's going to score. Put a little bit more pressure on them. Force them to swing the ball and open up their offense and see what else they can do. Because right now, the control is at the hands of Will and Max.
Yeah, both of those guys doing well for the visitors. Will Lutenegger has 8. Max has 9. So, yeah, and these are two teams who can absolutely run, too. And we've seen that good ball movement. I think you're exactly right. Mediapolis got some shots it was looking for in that second quarter. Just could not buy a bucket, it felt like. But Washington, credit to them, made them pay on the other end. The Demons absolutely have to keep doing that. Before we kick it to a quick break and get the third quarter started, where we'll talk to the Washington girls coach, Colin Mulford. Give me a player to watch. I'll put you on the spot. Someone who's going to have, you got it right with Nick Stone in the first half. Who is going to be that guy for Washington in the second half? Maybe it's Nick Stone keeping it going.
I believe Nick Stone will stay at the head of scoring.
That's a cop out.
But be on watch for Cale Williams. His intensity to close out that quarter can move over into the third quarter, and we can see him pop off for a few points. So
we'll see if Cale Williams does just that. That and one felt big for him. He had just 2 points last game, already up to 2 tonight, and doing his thing on the glass and elsewhere on the stat sheet for the Demons. We'll send it to a quick break. We'll come back with the second half, where we'll talk to Coach Colin Mulford of the Washington girls basketball team. You're watching Washington Demon boys basketball here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. Back in a moment.
Your adventure starts here. Capper Auto Group, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram will get you ready in style. Meet with our friendly and experienced team to find a vehicle that gets you on the road, and rely on our service shop to keep you there. Capper Auto Group. See yourself the Capper experience.
At Wolf Floral, you'll find everything you need to spruce up your summer. Located on the southeast corner of the Washington Square, we've got you covered from small gift items to the finest floral arrangements around. Wolf Floral, unique by choice, not by chance.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Welcome back to Washington High School. We're about to get set with the third quarter between Washington and Mediapolis here in the boys game, the second of our doubleheader. The Demons up 30-17 in the boys game. We are joined by the head coach of the Washington Demon girls program, Colin Mulford. The Demons falling 49-30 in the girls game earlier tonight. Coach, a ranked Mediapolis team coming in here, a very talented squad. Your team fought very well for much of that game. Just what did you see in the fight for those 3.5 quarters there? Obviously, a really strong shooting team from Mediapolis, able to pull away. But what did you like from your squad there in the beginning portion of that game, especially?
Yeah, I think our girls battled really hard. Mediapolis is a good team. They just knocked off Tipton a few days ago, and so I was really happy to see how our girls competed, even if we weren't at full strength. With just a couple nagging injuries that have happened, but we're early on the year, and so it just shows us what level we can compete at. So I just hope the girls realize how good we can be this year.
I'll ask on that note, as a travel call on Drew Conrad. We'll send it to Mediapolis way. It's great to see Adeline Long back out there. It was a tough injury for her, having to miss the final 3 quarters against Keokuk. You're obviously managing her minutes a little bit. How did that change tactically for you, and how did you see her respond, trying to battle through that and still play well and lead your team?
Oh, yeah, she did a really good job. She got cleared yesterday. We just kind of had that conversation. It wouldn't be her regular minutes, and you can just kind of tell she wasn't as aggressive as she would usually be and would like, but I thought she battled really well defensively, and just our whole team did.
William Worrell into the game, his first action of the season for Mediapolis, drops that 2 in. We're talking to the Demon Girls head coach, Colin Mulford, and Coach, I feel like a bit of a broken record when I ask about dealing with the press again, but Mediapolis, obviously, they were pressing off of makes, misses. It can be tough to deal with, especially with as intense as they play. How did you see your team kind of adjust to that, and maybe what you're looking to build on moving forward when dealing with that kind of pressure all game long?
Meepo, they do a really good job with their press. Definitely the best press we've seen, with just how much pressure they put on, especially off misses. They're a very well-coached team, and so I felt like our girls did a really good job responding and just adjusting to that pressure. Obviously, we didn't do a perfect job. There's always going to be room for that improvement, but compared to just the pressure that we've seen before, I feel like our girls handled that really well. I thought Leighton Messenger was phenomenal with getting open, even when she was getting double-teamed, with her working her butt off and giving our team the best chance with just trying to address that press.
Keep it there on Leighton Messenger. Was averaging just over 7.5 rebounds a game as we get a foul call down low. And, you've got Sarah Roberto, Vivian Kroll, obviously 2 talented post players, but you guys continue to shine in the rebounding category. And her in particular, I know she was in double figures for that against Keokuk. How great is it to have a player with her energy? And obviously the height as well, of course, helps, but just to have her and have that presence on the glass.
Yeah, it helps a ton with how athletic she is, just to go open and be able to grab the ball. And our girls rebound extremely well. We talked about it pretty much. It only felt like the only time we've gotten out rebounded so far in this short year is just that first half against Keokuk.
And going back to Mediapolis, they were coming in, they were the best three-point shooting team in 3A. How difficult is it to defend a team like that when they're able to extend the defense so far out? They're not afraid to shoot. They hit some deep ones all game long, especially toward the end there.
Yeah, they are a really good three-point shooting team, and that's what we stress. We kind of focus more on, I don't remember their names, but number 5 and number 10. But I emphasize, everyone on their team can make a 3. So we always just have to have high hands. And I thought for the most part we did a really good job in those last few minutes. I put that on me. I told them we needed to press, but we really didn't need to at that moment. We could have waited a little longer, and then that's just where they just were getting wide open looks and knocked them down.
Talking to Coach Colin Mulford, there's a block by Conrad. Back and forth action in this third quarter between Washington and Mediapolis. That one whacked out of bounds. Mediapolis cutting the Demons' lead to 30-28. 23. And Coach, when you look ahead now, a 2-game road trip, you've gotten the familiarity with the home environment, with starting with 3 straight home games, going to Fairfield, obviously another conference game. How excited are you, hungry, I'm sure, to get this team in the win column in conference play?
Yeah, basketball is a long season. You're going to take your lumps at times, but it's always you just have to be ready to bounce back. You just have to be ready to bounce back and just look forward to the next competition. We tell the girls just the most important game's the next one. So right now we're all focused on Fairfield.
Rajan Roth getting the bucket, make it 32-30 in favor of the Demons. And, we go back to Adeline Long. Of course, you talked about having this team having to adjust to her absence. Obviously, a bummer to see Oakley Saboski going down, another starter, but another moment for some of your players to kind of step up and manage that. How did you see them kind of deal with that the second time around here in this game?
Yeah, it's always difficult whenever someone goes down and can't finish the game. Just in the moment, we're obviously all worried about, our teammate. But then you just have to take a breath. You just have to try and focus on what's going on the court and in the gym, and then afterwards we can address that.
Drew Conrad trying to get it across. Goes all the way to the rim. No foul call. Left that one just short. Got a back and forth one here, Coach, in the boys' game. Any takeaways from the Demons and Meepo?
It's physical right now. They're letting them play. I know there was a moment there where Coach Stark was not the happiest, but you can't control that. You just have to battle.
Well, with the timeout, we'll say, Coach, thanks so much for joining us once again, and we'll be back, the boys and girls, against Mount Pleasant on December 19th. Till then, a little road trip for Washington. Coach, appreciate the time as always.
All right, thank you.
Welcome back to an intense Washington High School. 32-25, Mediapolis trying to creep their way back in to this ball game. It has been chippy to start the third quarter. And once again, we say thanks to Coach Colin Mulford, the head coach of the Demon girls basketball program, for chatting with us for a little bit about their game and giving some insight on a physical one here between these two teams. That one's deflected out of bounds by Henry Lutnager, and it will stay with Washington. Zeph, you stepped aside for Coach Colin Mulford. What have you observed in these first few minutes of the third?
Lots of no calls on the contact here for the Demons, and we have a lot of upset Demon fans once again. It's tough because when we do get a call, we can't argue it. But when we don't get a call, great shot there from Schmitz. But when we don't get a call, it's like, that one we really need it because the contact was so apparent. So we've just got to see how the game folds.
Schmitz is up to 4 points, a 3-in response. Will Lutnager continues to heat up. Williams quickly the other way to the rim.
There we go.
Back and forth we go. Kale Williams up to 7 points tonight for Washington. Nice bounce back for him. A nice bounce back for Aiden Schmitz as well. Another steal. Conrad all alone. Layup goes down. Demons extend the lead back to 10. Drew Conrad is in double figures with 10.
Look at that defense. Look at the way he's sliding. Look at that defense.
Roth guarding
defense
Lutnager.
with
That's
your
not an
hips.
easy attack. One-footed jumper is good. A master of the mid-range.
That was stone cold right there. He's got 15. That was stone cold.
2 minutes and change, or under 2 minutes rather, to play. Rajan Roth steps through the contact
and
gets
one,
it to go.
and one. Where is the contact? It's like it's so apparent now. It's so apparent. This is upsetting.
Williams guarding Gunn. Inside, Henry Lutnager tied up by Schmitz, who pokes it away. Stone whacked him. Kind of came through the man to get to the ball there, to get him on the arm.
This is tough.
Just the first foul for Nick Stone, if you're keeping an eye on the foul count. Washington 2 in this quarter. None yet for the Bulldogs for the game. Rajan Roth has 3. Aiden Schmitz is up to 3 as well, so as we head to the fourth quarter.
Credit to the Demons. Minus not getting a lot of foul calls in there, and they're still leading this game, and they're not allowing that to, get them in conversations with the refs.
Conrad.
They're just playing strong.
The shot is no good. Short on it was Max Griffin. Another rarity today for Mediapolis. Griffin and Will Lutnager are the only 2 players who have scored, who are out on the floor right now for the Bulldogs. Trying to carry the load. That one's poked away by Roth. Taken by Williams. Up the other way. It's a little bit of a scramble. Williams all the way to the rim. Leaves it short. Roth can't quite fight the rebound away from Gannon Gunn. He races up the floor. Griffin in the right corner. Dishes inside to Brayton DeLang. 3 on the way. Good from Gannon Gunn, his first points of the evening. Washington can hold for the last shot. Mediapolis has cut this to 7. And we're in for a good fourth quarter. Washington can maybe get it back to 10 with a 3 here and 10 on the ticker. Conrad at the controls. Schmitz sets the screen. Stone comes for a double screen. Conrad all the way to the rim, and he gets fouled on the floor by Gunn with 2 seconds remaining. That might not have been the worst foul in the world for Gannon Gunn to commit. Washington does get to inbound it, but gonna have to throw up a quick shot here with just 2 seconds to go. Roth will take a seat for that time. They're gonna put Tate Griner in. Colin Stark has identified him as a 3-point specialist. Will they get it to him? Conrad, he's looking for anybody. Gets it to Williams. 1 dribble, top of the key. No good. Short on the jumper was Cale Williams.
Looked good, though. Looked good.
And we have a 7-point game going into the fourth quarter. Thrilling one here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in after a short break for the final 8 minutes between Washington and Mediapolis. Keep it right here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
I love helping people. I always wanted to help people. That's what I love the most.
We do a really good job of growing our own, but also we are able to take your skills, adapt them to what we need, or grow them as well.
Our leadership group here, they are actively involved, always supportive of our new ideas and innovation here at the hospital.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics. Apply today.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation, Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
My name is Levi Lyle. I have lived in Kyoto my entire life, but I've been an organic farmer for about a decade. Truly, the reason to do business locally is because of the joy and fulfillment that comes in relationships. Coming to Professional Proteins is an opportunity to work with good people.
Our communities were founded on the strength of local farmers. At CBI Bank and Trust, you can aim high, bank strong. With personalized service and trusted relationships, we'll help take your ag business to the next level with the right loan for your needs. CBI Bank and Trust is here for you.
We are back for what should be a fun final 8 minutes between Washington and Mediapolis on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. Jack Knowlton, Zeph Walker-El on the call. The Washington girls team lost 49-30 earlier tonight. The Demon boys trying to exact some revenge on the Bulldogs. Up 40-33. They were outscored 16-10 in that third quarter, though. And we got a ball game. And driving inside is Lutnager. Henry Lutnager gets the J, the layup, and the junior, who was All-SEISC South first teamer last year, had 13 in their last game against West Burlington, which was also a nail-biter. So if you talk about a team that's used to being in this position already this season, it is the Bulldogs. Kind of first tight game so far for Washington.
Oh, good pickup.
Conrad manages to get to that one first. Foul on the floor is going to go against William Worrell.
That was a tough land there.
Worrell's played big minutes. He was an all-SEIC honorable mention last year. Hadn't played yet this season, including in the last game. But he brings some size down there to an otherwise smaller Bulldogs team. Here's Aiden Schmitz. Williams, right wing. Williams drives to the left elbow, spins. Stone. Nearly a steal. Gets it to Williams. Griner for three. Rims in and out. Williams, the offensive rebound.
I called
Max
it.
Griffin almost got it for Mediapolis. Instead, it's a bucket for Cale Williams.
I called it.
And the Demon Senior is up to 9. That one's rejected by Conrad. So the contact being allowed both ways. Conrad got a hand in there. Rajan Roth set to check in for Washington. Conrad runs right into Worrell.
The hustle.
A scramble, and we'll get a whistle and a timeout. So Colin Stark gets the timeout off, saves the possession arrow. 42-35 Demons. It's a fun one between these two.
You got to credit that hustle, though. The amount of times they almost lost the ball in the last 2 possessions, but they are on the ground. They are everywhere. Where that ball is, there's a Demon right there. And that's the type of, you learn that in practice. You get on the ground with the ball, and they're able to save it in that last play and get the timeout off. But, man, were they not trying to get a turnover at all. They couldn't even afford it in this point in the game.
Colin Stark talked about liking what he saw in the third quarter against Keokuk, and that was what he wanted to see for 4 quarters of play against everyone else Washington plays this year. He wouldn't have liked what he saw in the third quarter of this game, but Washington been much improved with their energy level. Again, helps when you're not facing a 6'10 center, especially for an undersized Demons team, but
yes, indeed.
Nevertheless, Washington with the lead trying to manage it. Conrad, Griner in the corner, getting some big minutes to start the fourth. Conrad thought about a long three, didn't take it. Gets it back on the handoff from Stone. Drives, kicks, Griner corner three. No good, off the top of the backboard, collected by Roth. He goes up with it, and it'll be swatted out of bounds. It'll stay with Washington.
I am with every Demon fan in this building.
Caden Griner trying to get going. Had just 3 points on 1 of 6 shooting against Keokuk. Stone leans in and gets the call on Worrell. Griner, again, a player that Coach Colin Stark has identified as someone who could be a difference maker off the bench. Averaged just a hair under 10 points a game last year. He was an all-conference honorable mention player. He's trying to take the step up, as is the likes of Nick Stone, who's been great tonight. Williams has been as well. That one's stolen, though. Blutnager the other way. No one in front of him, and he'll lay it up and in. And the press on for Meepo. Stone to Conrad. Back to Nick Stone. He's in trouble at half court. He gets it to Conrad. To Roth. Roth, you know where he's looking. All the way to the rim for 2.
With the Euro step fake there was nice.
44-37. Roth in double figures with 11. He joins Stone and Conrad. How often have we said that already this year for these Demon guards?
The 3-headed monster, or the 3-headed demon, we should say.
Worrell inside. Nice dish. Lutnager gets it to go. Will is up to 17. And a loose ball, and a foul is going to go. Or rather, it just deflected out of bounds, so no foul. The Bulldogs still with 2 already in this fourth quarter. Demons, notable, haven't picked up a foul yet in the first almost 3 minutes of this fourth. That will be big if they can get into the bonus early. Going for the steal there was Gannon Gunn. Conrad's been tough to strip the ball away from tonight. Stone. Drives. Stone.
Good
strong.
Bucket. Oh, that's what we want to see from Nick Stone. Use that strength. Use that height.
12 points for Nick Stone.
One of the biggest guys on the court.
The other way. That one blocked by Conrad. Conrad trying to go the other way. He'll slow things down. And crosses over, nearly loses it around the baseline. It's deflected out of bounds, flipping into the seats, actually saved. And no, the ref going back, and they are going to call it out of play.
That was definitely out of play. I don't even know how they didn't call that immediately. He flew right into the bench.
So it'll stay with Washington. The Meepo fans aren't going to like that. Shout out to Mason Quigley and Kelly Williams, the football and soccer head coaches, assistants on the basketball program, for catching Gannon Gunn there.
Yeah, that was dangerous.
So Mediapolis expressing their displeasure, but Washington trying to take advantage of another possession. A 3 can extend this to a 10-point game. Conrad being guarded tightly. Schmitz.
He's been real comfortable with that ball in his hand, with a defender in front of him.
Williams nearly has it poked away. Goes out to Roth. Roth to the rim, too short. Williams tries to gather. Lutnager comes away with it. And quickly the other way comes Will, who got off his feet, and they're going to whistle Williams for the push. Williams protested that one. Lutnager was a little bit out of control there, but
the intensity factor is up in here now.
Worrell is going to come back to the game. Feels like a good time for a foul count, eh, Zeph?
Yes, indeed.
For the visitors,
two across the board.
Griffin, Lutnager, and DeLong are all on the court, as well as William Worrell, all have 2. So no one in major foul trouble just yet. Washington, it is still Roth and Schmitz with 3. Roth has it here. Top of the key. Gets to the left elbow. Stone. 3:30 to play. Spins, kicks it to Schmitz. Step through into the lane. Williams dishes to Stone. Thought about a 3 instead. Drives, gets to the rim and gets a call. Nick Stone has been aggressive, attacking those closeouts. And he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
Again, it's back to what I said earlier. You know, they aren't going to argue that they aren't getting all the calls to fall their way. But these are the moments where it matters. When the game is in the air and you get a foul like that, you know?
Stone makes the first. The foul was on Will Lutnager, so that's 3 for him. He comes away with the rebound as Stone goes 1 for 2. Max Griffin. DeLang gives to Henry Lutnager, who's got it on the right wing. He's had a nice night himself with 4 points. No good on the shot by Will, and a foul 90 feet from the hoop. That's big for Washington. That is the 4th team foul, so 1 away from the bonus now. That one goes on Henry Lutnager, his 2nd.
The bonus would be scary in this moment for the Demons.
And a full timeout called by Meepo. They're going to talk things over. Game still in the balance, but the Demons hanging on to a 47-39 lead. We'll step aside, come back in just under a minute here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. Out of the timeout, it's Washington with an 8-point lead against the visiting Mediapolis Bulldogs. Meepo's been trying to run a press for most of this 4th quarter. We'll do so here. Jack Knowlton, Zeph Walker, L. Peter Camp, our great producer. A 3rd straight doubleheader for the Demons at home. Roth gets it quickly to Schmitz, who drives baseline immediately and gets an easy deuce. That's how you break a press.
That was nice. Way to keep composure going down to that paint.
Up the other way comes Griffin. Worrell, he'll try a top of the key three. Good! A big three from Will Worrell. And a quick 30-second timeout going to be called by Meepo. A huge shot there from Will Worrell, who has 7. This lead, can't remember off the top of my head how close it's been since the first quarter, Zeph, but it feels like we're there at 49-42. What's the message for Colin Stark in this timeout?
Well, it seems as though Meepo needed to get their feet, the feet under them. As the game started off early, the Demons had a lot of control, but now we're into the nitty-gritty of the game. Everyone's comfortable. Granted, a lot of the offense has still come from those two in Max Griffin and Will Lutniger. However, the Demons are still leading, and the reason they're leading is because they have control of the momentum. It swings here and there, but the Demons grab it. They grab it right back, and we just got to see. It's like 3 minutes left. We really don't know.
Like a long time, but can be an eternity in the game of basketball, of course. Big possession coming here for Washington. Stone's tied up in the corner. He turns it over, and a quick 2 up the other way. And it's a 5-point game. Press on again. Conrad, it's loose and out of bounds. Diving for it was Gunn. He goes over the seats this time. Washington did a better job saving him out of bounds than his own teammates. He'll give him some flack for that in practice, I'm sure. And now Colin Stark going to talk things over. So the press, it clearly spreads in this program, Zeb, in terms of running good press. Girls team excellent in it. And we'll take a short break, full timeout called. We'll see what answers Washington has on offense on the other side.
At Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction, we provide everything from design to complete installation of your kitchen cabinets. For small town service with competitive prices, Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction are here for you.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
At WCHC, our goal is to take great care of our patients and our staff.
We are able to approach you, take care of your issues, but also give you a path, as far as referrals or treating you right then and there.
Our role in the community is taking care of something that matters to everyone. It's their family and their health.
More than you expect for your health care.
Back now out of the timeout called by Washington, and they're just looking to get it inbounds cleanly after a near turnover and a quick turnover that's made this a 5-point game. Press on again for Meepo. Roth does get it across this time.
The in and out.
Roth stops.
Good way to stay on that
walked.
pivot.
Meepo wanted to travel. Williams instead did walk. So Roth, Meepo thought he traveled. Instead, Williams, the actual culprit. That will turn it right back over to Mediapolis. Chance to make this a one-possession game. Saw Coach Greg Worrell in the timeout, or we did, out on the court demonstrating how to guard on the press. Know a few college coaches that do that during games. Worrell just in the timeout. Williams reached for that steal.
Good D there by Williams.
Max Griffin at the free throw line, kicks out inside. Here's Worrell, Will Worrell, guarded by Schmitz. Griffin stops, kicks it out. Henry Lutniger drives on Stone, and he was fouled. That'll be Nick Stone's second. Got him on the push.
Someone's making a call to Vegas, I swear. I feel it in my bones. These calls are just,
that was stolen by Roth.
Good steal.
A huge takeaway, but he stepped out of bounds. Roth stepped out of bounds trying to escape, and it'll go right back to Meepo. Still a 5-point game, 1:36 remaining. Will Lutniger has been the guy all night. Gives it up to Gunn, swinging it around Meepo. Worrell goes inside. Griffin probing, gives it to Worrell. Thought about a corner three. Instead gives it up to Lutnager. 17 points tonight and driving on Williams, looking for more. Turning, firing, left it short. Roth the rebound.
That was rare.
And Roth tied up, and they got a quick foul call, and that will be the team's 5th. It'll go on Lutnager as well, and that is his 4th. So if you're getting to the nitty-gritty of knowing who needs to foul, Lutnager cannot give another one up. And that will put Roth on the free throw line.
The time is not on the side of the Bulldogs.
Rajon Roth, 13 points tonight. Couple of big free throws. Drops the first one in. He has been shooting 25% from the line in this young season. Not a ton of opportunities across the board for the Demons in their first 2 games. Second free throw does drop for Roth. 51-44, 2 big ones for the Demons. Roth matching Nick Stone as the leader in scoring for Washington with 13. And driving to the hole is Griffin. That's an easy deuce and a quick timeout with 1:01 to play. And that will give Griffin 15 points on the night. And a timeout called, just a 30-second one. We'll keep it right here. Zeph, your message, if you're both coaches, curious if you're Greg Worrell in this, how you operate. Obviously, the press seems to be working to an extent for Meepo, and if you're Colin Stark, obviously just trying to get it across, knowing Meepo doesn't have a foul to give.
You know, that press, it showed up, but it probably showed up a little too late. It showed up in a moment where you can't afford fouls now, because now you're just giving away 3 points. Putting that press on coming right out of halftime would have been ideal, as you just had it introduced that third quarter run, you know? But right now in the game, that press can work against them. And the Demons seems as though they see that, which is why they're still, pacing themselves in this press and beating it, as we see here too.
Washington does get it across quickly. Conrad at the controls, poked away and stays with the Demons.
That was a risky reach. That was a risky reach, and that could have got him sit down for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that was Will Lutnager with 4 fouls. Another risky reach, stays with Washington. That was Griffin this time, and you have to think, at this point, you're already in the bonus. You need takeaways down 2 possessions. You just kind of have to reach and hope you can get lucky. Lutnager nearly does again, and the foul comes in quickly by Gannon Gunn. He has several to give. That's his second, but that will put Drew Conrad on the line. And you talk about preaching free throws. You hear it all the time at every level. Making your throws, how big of a difference that can be in games.
The speed of Drew Conrad is underrated. I don't think we can, talk about that enough, because this guy is a speedster. He leaves his defenders.
Washington was number 1 in the SEC in free throw shooting last year in terms of percentage, just a hair shy of 68%. As Conrad goes 1 for 2. 43 seconds and counting. Meepo needs points. Griffin to Gannon Gunn. Now Worrell. Back to Griffin. Griffin drives inside, lost it, and it goes through the legs of Lutnager, and it is Washington basketball.
That is tough. To know what's going on in the mind of Will Lutnager, who did everything he could to keep this game alive.
Well, Griffin lost it trying to kind of make the pass, and it ended up coming off weird, I think, off his hand, and rolled right through the legs of the Meepo star. And now a quick foul, and that will be the 5th for Will Lutnager. So he will have to sit, and he will finish the night with 17 points. But the guy you probably want the ball in his hands in terms of getting quick buckets has to go to the bench. Will Worrell's going to come in for him. So the night is done for Will.
I don't even think he knew he was fouled out. That's tough.
That'll put Rajon Roth back on the line. He made 2 earlier. And gets the friendly roll off the rim for the first. Rajon Roth, 14 points now. Just creeps ahead of Nick Stone if you're keeping track within the Demons lineup. Second free throw is also good. 2 big ones, and the lead is 8 for Washington. Mediapolis running out of time. They got to go quick. Griffin to Worrell, top of the key, 3, no good. Rebound collected by Meepo. Griffin will try a 3. That's good. 10 seconds left and a timeout. It was Mediapolis' last to use. That is 18 points. And Greg Worrell's having some words with the officials. He doesn't like when that, I don't think he liked when that timeout was called. Assistant coach Travis Lutenhager is going to come over and talk to him. It's just a 30-second timeout. I think Worrell wanted it called earlier with a bit more time left on the clock. Zeph's full timeout. We'll keep it here before the final 10 seconds. Washington, again, feels like just one more press break and a couple more made free throws could put this game away.
Yes, indeed. I think, this wasn't the most perfect game from Washington, but it was their best game. It showcased a lot of offense that we weren't able to see in those first couple games, So building upon that, and in the event that they do win this game, building on that, you want to go back and look at that press. Those 3 turnovers that happened out of that press, those are conversations that can be had with the coach during practice and how to properly break the press when it gets to a point like this in the game. Those turnovers led to points, so.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and it has been one of Washington's better performances of the young season, but you're right, still not over yet, and Washington going to put 4 guys on the baseline. You are allowed to do this on the first inbound. If it gets deflected, Roth won't be able to move, but running almost a football play here. Look at this. Gets it into Conrad and across the ticker.
I have never, in my 28 years of watching sports, seen that type of play on an inbound.
Well, you've got a couple of guys on the football team on this team. Cale Williams and Nick Stone among them.
What type of wizardry, demon magic was that?
Conrad short on the first free throw, 7 seconds to go.
I mean, it worked out for them, but my mind just saw people running on the baseline like they were doing suicides. Like, what?
Conrad, the second drops in.
Oh my gosh.
The lead is 6 for Washington. Needing a quick 3, Griffin launches and drills it. But that will be all. And so Mediapolis makes it a 3-point game, but it was too little, too late. Washington survives at home. It was a furious comeback effort, especially in that third quarter from Mediapolis. Zeph, final thoughts from you, and we'll get it to the Community First Credit Union post-game show.
Great game from the Demons. They were, able to keep momentum and able to keep control of the game from top to bottom. Winning by 3, though. Winning by 3 says you guys got gassed. You had the control, you had the reins, but you allowed them to come back. That cannot happen. A better team will not allow you to walk away from this game unscathed. They escaped. They looked really good in the first 3 quarters, but allowing a comeback late means you got gassed. So I guess what we want to see, moving forward from the Demons is keeping the pressure 4 quarters. If you got to turn yourself into a second half team, then that's what we got to see. But nonetheless, great game from the Demons, great game from the Mediapolis Bulldogs, great win for us.
Yeah, absolutely. A good result for Washington. It's a win. They all count the same in the win column, right? And
yes, they do.
Certainly a lot to be learned from Washington here tonight as they hang on. It was an outstanding first half. They were outscored in the third quarter 16-10 and in the fourth quarter 19-15. So Mediapolis certainly showing some fight. They will be a team to watch in the SEISC South Conference, but the Demons nevertheless go to 2-1 on the season. They will travel on the road along with the girls team and be at Fairfield for their next one at 7:30. We'll step aside. When we come back, we will talk with the winning head coach Colin Stark and get his take on what ended up being a 3-point win for Washington after a last-second buzzer beater there from Mediapolis. Once again, your final 55-52 Demons. We'll step aside, come back with the Community First Credit Union post-game show here in just a few moments.
Check out Community Profiles every Thursday, where our host, Greta Clemens, talks with people from around Washington about their stories and highlighting upcoming events. Make sure to tune in to Community Profiles every Thursday at 10 on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
At Washington Lumber and Home Center, our extensive knowledge, great pricing, and a long list of local installation experts, you are guaranteed to get the service you deserve with the quality you should expect. Washington Lumber and Home Center, your local place for great results.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Fairway is the place to be all season long for your grocery needs. Drive through the lane for the snacks and drinks you need to keep you in the game, and don't forget to grab a meal for a post-game feast. Make Fairway your home field advantage. Your adventure starts here. Capper Auto Group Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram will get you ready in style. Meet with our friendly and experienced team to find a vehicle that gets you on the road, and rely on our service shop to keep you there. Capper Auto Group. See yourself the Capper experience.
At Wolf Floral, you'll find everything you need to spruce up your summer. Located on the southeast corner of the Washington Square, we've got you covered from small gift items to the finest floral arrangements around. Wolf Floral, unique by choice, not by chance.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
love helping people. I always wanted to help people. That's what I love the most.
We do a really good job of growing our own, but also we are able to take your skills, adapt them to what we need, or grow them as well.
Our leadership group here, they are actively involved, always supportive of our new ideas and innovation here at the hospital.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics. Apply today.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation, Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
My name is Levi Lyle. I have lived in Kyoto my entire life, but I've been an organic farmer for about a decade. Truly, the reason to do business locally is because of the joy and fulfillment that comes in relationships. Coming to Professional Proteins is an opportunity to work with good people.
Our communities were founded on the strength of local farmers. At CBI Bank and Trust, you can aim high, bank strong. With personalized service and trusted relationships, we'll help take your ag business to the next level with the right loan for your needs. CBI Bank and Trust is here for you.
At Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction, we provide everything from design to complete installation of your kitchen cabinets. For small town service with competitive prices, Southeast Iowa Cabinets and Strabela Construction are here for you.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Union post-game show. The Washington Demons getting a 55-52 win over the Mediapolis Bulldogs. We're here with Coach Stark of the winning Demons, coach back in the win column after a conference loss against Keokuk. And when we chatted after that game, you mentioned, this team kind of getting punched in the mouth a little bit in that first quarter. You guys were delivering the blows, especially in the first half. What did you like about how your team energy and just thoughts on that energy in the first two quarters there to get started with a big lead?
Yeah, obviously playing Keokuk, they obviously had size. You're not going to see that a lot, especially in our area, having a 6'10", and, that changes a lot of things, and they obviously, worked through him a lot. And, this game was a little bit different where, I think both teams pretty much had the same size. They did have a kid come off the bench that's a little bit bigger that can shoot from the outside and everything. But I felt like the Keokuk game kind of prepared us or just sometimes that intensity of how you have to play. And, I thought that was what I was most happy with at the beginning of this first half was just our intensity on the defensive end. And we're continuing, it's early in the year, and that intensity needs to still carry over to the second half. And I thought, we didn't quite have that same intensity, but we also earned, that 13-point lead in the first half with our defensive effort that translated to some easy buckets. And, that's the key is getting those easy buckets where, half court games, that's tough to score, and that's where we need to get out and run and, get those easy buckets just to make things, open things up a little bit.
Tonight you had almost four of your five starters in double digits. Talk a little bit about what that means as far as moving forward, that you can lean on not just one, not just two, but 3 to 4 and almost 5 different players to give you, solid points every night.
Yeah, the biggest thing when you look at our starting five is, I think each one kind of has their own role, where if you look at Aiden, we're probably not going to ask him to have, consistently double figures, but, today was just that perfect example where he found his moments. And, even there was one, it was towards the end of the shot clock where he pulled up from 15 feet, and knocked it in. That's just extra, and, but if you look at, Drew's gonna, consistently, give us, points there. You look at, with, Rajan, you look at, Nick, when he gets going, he can light up the scoreboard. So that's going to be the beauty is, we're not extremely deep, but we're building it, and that's where I think, we've talked about those guys that are coming in, we even today, Julian Parsons kind of got in for the first time. And I think you're going to start hearing his name more, to go along with, Tate Griner and, Bowden Brown. And, that's the goal is, we have obviously those 5 starters that will, I think consistently get 3-4 of them in double figures. Then let's see if we can get some of those other guys a few minutes here and there to give some breaks to those starting five.
And last one here, Coach. You talk about the guards and those depth, or in that depth. I mean, they threw a press at you guys, got out, pretty aggressive to try and get back in the game. How nice is it? I feel like a broken record almost asking you about, the ball handlers on this team, but how valuable was it, especially late, to have guys not only who could break the press and handle that pressure as they eventually did, but also knock down some key free throws late to make sure you guys held on to the win?
Yeah, I mean, that press, there was certain spots. I know we had 4 turnovers in that fourth quarter, that it initially gave us fits. And then, we kind of calmed down a little bit and just understood that, they're going to be trapped in that first pass. We need to make sure that we have someone going middle, need to make sure that we're just in those spots. And these guys have played enough to know that, and they adjusted. And that's, I think, what ultimately won us that game, was that we were able to not only break the press, but then we've got a few easy buckets, let alone also getting some key free throws.
Once again, Coach Colin Stark, the Demons on the winning end here tonight, 55-52 over Mediapolis. They'll head for a road trip to Fairfield, little in-conference rivalry, obviously hungry to get that first win. I'm sure, Coach, we appreciate the time. And once again, Demons on the road next time against Fairfield. This has been the Community First Credit Union post-game show. For Zeph Walkerell, Jack Knowlton, our great producer, Peter Camp, up there at the desk. We will sign off. Once again, the Demon Boys team winning tonight, 55-52.